I mean, we finally decided to step into. Oh wait, no, we spent a lot of time trying to figure out what was wrong with the lake, who was protecting it, and after finding out, we surprisingly made a clever illusion ruse work with a giant. And got past a giant elemental into I don't remember if it was like a portal sigil or something or what it was, but
It was a
we got
teleportation circle.
Yeah, okay. Teleportation circle, and we got transported here. Spent a lot of time scouring Agatha's lair and
Yep.
stealing
It
some
was her all
books.
along.
And then we negotiated with her for like an hour.
Yeah.
It felt like, at least.
Yeah.
I learned a bunch of new things about Belle's backstory, perhaps.
Yeah. That is a pretty accurate description of what happened. You did steal from her as well.
Yep.
Didn't learn to not steal from mages the last time.
Well,
Well, technically, it was someone else's.
Steal anything.
No, that is true. That is true. He definitely learned his lesson. So after having confronted Agatha, who assumingly were aware of your presence, which Belle managed to figure out may have to do something to do with the constructs scattered around the hideout. The negotiations went that a copy was agreed to be made of her spellbook to be returned in identical condition to how the spellbook was when it was originally stolen from Beretta Schillingen, the one that had sent you out on this quest. And that is where we decided to cut it, because you guys were contemplating trying to get yourself more than just those pages.
I think the correct term was
Spellbook.
screw over.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get killed.
Well, can I just clarify this on the recap? So from her understanding, we're working for the same people that she is.
Yes, that is also correct.
And I think I tricked her into believing that I was working for someone higher up. So then I think we discussed. I come up with an avenue that I was going to explore once I'd finished writing these pages.
Oh right,
So-
yeah, that's actually something. Good call. Good shout, Skittles. So you actually did manage to get quite a bit of information out of Agatha, thanks to this ruse. She is working for the, at this point, familiar name of the usurper. You've seen his sigil across the books up in the research lab and everything else. The connection to him is the uncertainty that Vago or Jago kind of played on, that maybe someone higher up in the rankings of this cult or whatever it may be, religious outcasts, had been sending you guys to collect on this, and that uncertainty is kind of what you're playing.
Mm-hmm. With a natural, I think I had a natural 20 on that persuasion check.
He was
as well.
a really good. He was a really good check. That much I remember.
And I
20
had a
28.
last session
We had a
with
provocation check as well.
memories.
Oh yeah, true.
And if I recall correctly, it was something Belle wanted from her, and Vego just said, "You have something she wants. Go negotiate on your own. I'm copying a book."
Yeah.
Because
So where exactly we find ourselves is in the alchemical place of
Anthus is
her
drawing
hideout.
over the cooking utensils, and just loving all of that. Yeah.
just having breakfast.
Yeah.
And there are open kind of scribe writing books where Vago has placed down the spellbook in question. The copy is being made with under the guidance of Agatha, meaning that no check is required. It will be an accurate duplicate when it's finished. And she is overseeing the work as we return once again to Erunia.
I assume she's going to tell me where I need to stop, or I'll notice a change in handwriting or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to be
you'll notice
silent.
it go from ink to blood.
Yeah, so I'm going to just be silently working my ass off on this. But yeah, so you guys do whatever you need to do while I do this, and then once I get to the end, I need to discuss with her. So,
Can anyone remember what the symbol is on me, or can I get rid of it?
it's
I
big
think that was-
CP.
I think it was mage armor,
Bravery.
but I'm not sure.
I think
no,
it's
I think I cast heroism on you because you said you were scared. Yeah.
that's your turn.
yes.
And then I said, "Stop being scared."
It might be
Yeah.
mage armor too, because you did cast mage armor, so
Yeah,
that is
I
still
did.
going.
Wait, is there 2 people on one square?
Yes.
Yeah, Belle is on
It's
top of that.
frustrating me.
I'm
Oh.
looking after her. It's fine. Oh, there's 3
Yeah.
people on one square. There we go. Come here.
Oh
Come
god.
here. Come here. It's like that one Among Us meme where like they kill that one person and then suddenly 5 people come out of them and catch them. Sorry, carry on.
It's-
Just to annoy you even further.
Standing inside the pillar, I like it.
Oh, I thought that was a table.
I also thought it was a table.
It's a pillar with 4 small chests placed around it.
Yeah, but not only I'm in between lots of squares, just to
True.
really piss you off. So I think with what's going on, I'm gonna get my talking bit out the way so I can be a bit quieter this session. Been a hell of a day, so I'm gonna head over to Agatha
Hmm.
and beg a moment of her time and just sort of, slink over, and sort of. Have I got anything? Have I got message or anything? Actually, I don't think I
I'm
have.
just imagining a Bella fixing up
you
the arms.
might.
Oh, it's getting hot in here, isn't it? Oh, you gotta show some more skin.
No, I haven't got anything useful. So I'm just gonna kind of walk over and I am gonna say, Agatha, can can we exchange words?
Well, that
I
depends.
I
Can
think
it
I
be
have
done
something
with-
that could be mutually beneficial to us both.
I see. Does this exchange of words, as you put it, require privacy?
For now.
Very well.
Anthus will remember this.
Your companion,
What
as
is this,
I
a
am
Telltale
unwilling
game?
to leave the spellbook unsupervised, I do have to bring it with me, as well as the pause in the work of the copy that you are making.
Can I look up from here and say, well, why don't these guys? Is there somewhere that the rest of the party can explore? Why? Oh, I'm Irish, aren't I? I'm an Irish female. Is there somewhere that the rest of the party could explore whilst us 3 remain in here?
You're
Now I
free
can get this
to
done.
roam about as you
mean-
wish.
Your I can't remember what they were called. And a sort of gesture to the soulless automatons. Surely
They have
they are
souls
your
in
eyes.
them.
They can still hear.
Yes.
What?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, you sensed, if you remember,
Yeah,
the
yeah. I did. Yeah,
semblance
you're
of
right. I did, yeah.
tensions inside them.
Yeah.
Yes. These are called.
Either which
shapes.
way, we can wait. There is no rush.
Very well. If you wish, we can just stroll about and exchange the words. It shouldn't take too long, would it?
Either way, and I sort of begin to walk, kind of back down this way.
Alright. So as she leaves the Vago's side, the automaton will move up and take her place, intently looking at the eyes kind of cracking to the sides, one looking intently at Vago and the other one on the spellbook as she follows him.
Sorry, I'm just imagining this automaton with a really lazy eye.
Yeah, that is exactly what it is.
You can't even. I don't like this. You guys going for a walk, separating from the rest of us, and I can't even like sneak with you guys to try and like figure out
I mean,
if
you
something
can.
happens.
Um,
Not with the automatons.
True.
They'll rat me
Just
out
have
if
to
they
get a really
see me.
good sneak. Anyway, so forgive me, my mind is somewhat foggy after our last conversation. It seems to have been at least 2 weeks.
Yes.
My something you said earlier piqued my interest.
Okay.
And I'm really not up for being articulate today.
Does it
It
have
piqued
something
my
to do with the Bumon?
Who? The what?
Bumon. Marmaduke.
Oh. Potentially. You have teachings from someone that I have had dealings with in the past. Someone who gave unto me great power, but didn't teach me how to unlock it.
The one survivor.
And I just sort of begin to look down at my arms and sort of, well, you have your spell book, as do I have mine. And, you know, sort of just raising up my sleeves, and my arms are just full of different sort of scarified patterns and various different, you know, inscriptions. The work that you have been doing here, have you had any success?
No, there is no reports of success. You are a contradiction in that, as Marmaduke's work and my own has had zero. Well, it hasn't bought any success. She kind of raises his arm and shows towards the prisoners and starts walking towards them. As you can see, they are in different stages of having these runes inscribed onto them, into their very being, you might say. And as such, there are 3 stages where this is where they have a few placed onto them. The ones over there, pointing directly south towards this sort of a cell block. Those have considerably more, and you can tell from the mannerisms of the creatures inside, you know, half-orcs, humans, elves, kenkus. They are behaving a lot more erratic in this cell. They're ticking, you know, like they're scratching themselves, or, you know, like pulling at their nails. They're being very strange. And then
Mad.
we have they're going mad, yeah. And then the lucky few who survives through the second stage, they are over there, and points towards the last one. And even there you see goblins, humans, a lizard folk, and something you can't quite fully recognize, but they are scarred everywhere from head to toe. You can see the same sort of marks on them as you have yourself, all over yourself, and they are just sticking to the walls. Some have no eyes in their sockets. They have, you know, fingers that are going in directions they shouldn't be going from self-injury. They're progressively, losing their minds, their humanity, their sense of being alive. And on the lucky occasion that they somehow stabilize, we bring them out here for observation. However, our luckiest have lasted 13.
13 what?
Hours.
We really want to be friends with this woman again.
I think you were
We
the only
don't
one who
know
wanted
any
to be
of
friends
this.
with her.
I don't.
we-
Dantas does.
They rave about the walls.
Yes,
Then-
yes. The peons. The subjects. I understand, but how am I still alive?
I don't know. You are, as I said, a contradiction. Somehow you have the markings. They are authentic. I can see Beaumont's work upon you.
And if I was to show you other markings, would you be able to help me decipher them?
Potentially.
Perhaps
take
there
quite
is
some
more to. Time is something we unfortunately do not have just now.
Hmm.
And what about Marmaduke? Do you know where? Hold on, Marmaduke.
The dog.
Oh, I've made a grave mistake. Anyway, thinking back to his, ferret.
Yeah.
So, do you have any idea where he is? If he is the one that has done this, perhaps he is the one that will help me unlock said power, I suppose. Some
Perhaps.
understanding of why I'm still alive and others aren't.
Very likely. As far as I'm aware, he is currently residing in the far west of the Euleron Empire, somewhere towards Talos Refuge. Carrying out the Master's will. As I have been tasked with taking over his position.
Why would you need to take over his position should he be alive and well over in the west?
Well, he has been tasked with other more prestigious.
An extension
There's a little
of,
bit of-
rather than a replacement.
Yes, you could say
Good. I
that.
would hate for him to be indisposed for any length of time. So what can we do? How can I assist in any research? How can this be more... I mean, it can't be fate that our paths have crossed, one that is doing the research into me and not getting anywhere.
Perhaps. It is puzzling, really. There is very little about you that seems extraordinary. Nothing special.
That's rude.
It's the
Do I...
girth.
Of all the people that are around, do I notice any of the same race as me?
No, there appears to be no drow amongst the
Okay.
prisoners.
The first time we've confirmed that I am actually a drow.
Levitate.
It wasn't obvious. It wasn't obvious at all, was it?
It wasn't to me.
Oh, sorry. I'll
Wait,
just
do they have
sit in the corner.
At will. I'm pretty sure they have
Slip a tongue on my part. I'm sorry.
That's
It's
fine.
That explains
We
the
none of
pasty
us know in
complexion.
character, so.
Yeah. It was like when I fucked up Anth's name.
And honestly, I don't think.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Steve?
It's fine.
Steve?
It's only been like what, a year
Yeah.
and a half that I feel like I've been playing this character.
Yeah, true.
5 months. So, right. Okay, so, I mean, is there any extension of your research to it you need someone else to help facilitate?
I don't understand the question, mostly because the player controlling me isn't exactly sure what you said.
Yeah. Basically, I'm asking: is there any way? Can I be of any assistance? You know, with anything perhaps outside of here to assist with the research?
You can bring subjects.
Yes.
If you have been, if the Ettins has been disposed of as you described by the Rook mountains, I will have to find new ways of acquiring new subjects.
Have you thought about perhaps a slightly less strong arm approach? Surely the master must have plenty of followers. Surely you could use those. They'd be willing to offer up themselves to help with the research, surely. And as opposed to dragging them all the way here by foot, you are a master magician, are you not? We must have certain magics that can bring people. I mean, what are these? And sort of pointing to the various different portals. I mean, what are these?
Some of them, they are gifts, first of all, from the usurper. Their design helps me defend and maintain this place. Should he need me, I can go through them to him. And should he need me, or should I need him, he can come.
Well, that's worrying. So just because my speakers cut out midway through that, can you just repeat that out of character for me?
Yeah, so basically...
the gift from the usurper that what, sorry?
Yeah, that helps her defend this place and makes it... There appears to be some form of back and forth transportation of people through it. In, there is a way to connect this to the usurper coming here or her going to him, sort of thing. That there is a link.
And if these portals are to take you to they are portals, right? That's what you are describing.
Yes.
Excuse me. Heavy light. The
Those field rats, man, they...
I know, right? I think it was being jiggled by the Etin that's made me a bit queasy. Interesting. And do you know where the other side leads to, other than to by his side?
No. I've never had use for it, and he has never come to visit.
Strange. Okay. And if, anyway, as I was saying, a master mage such as yourself could either work with the usurper to create some sort of magical transport for more subjects, but ultimately they just appear to be dying. So perhaps get yourself a cleric to keep them alive a bit longer.
I'm afraid the cleric is not... I'm afraid the powers of a cleric does not exactly... They can keep them alive, but their minds will still crumble. That is the part where first of all struggle maintaining their minds in one piece, as it does not, so that it does not fragment, dissipate.
Makes sense.
The process itself is what breaks them.
Yeah, well, from what I remember, it wasn't particularly a pleasant process.
Yeah, Marmaduke used a very peculiar first rendition of inflicting these scars. I can imagine this very.
Yes, and don't please excuse my poignant reply when I say you have no idea. And sort of quickly move on to, are these also gifts? Pointing to the automatons.
Yes.
I had a bit of a communion with one. Got to see a little bit behind the blank facade. Do you know about these? What these are?
Not more than what I need to. They are some form sentient. As to where their personality comes from or their mind, I have no idea.
It makes sense that he wouldn't tell you. And how do you? I would love to have some of these eventually. How are you controlling them?
Well, telepathic bond.
To all of them?
Yes.
I think somebody's Darth Vader
Yeah.
into the microphone.
Huh?
Somebody's Darth Vader.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
There we go.
He was kind of telling me on a little bit.
Telepathic bond has been established between each and every of these automatons, allowing them to receive instructions as well as transmitting what they hear and see to me. Useful.
Interesting. Yes, I can imagine. Okay. Now look, I have to bring up the point that I was one of my party would like to discuss. Obviously, I can't exactly be myself. Bring up certain topics around them, so I need to at least pretend I had the conversation with you. The rest of the spell book.
I see.
What have you learnt since taking that book from the lady in which it came?
Is that what this is about? You finally stop dancing around the corners and head straight for the heart of the matter?
Let's be honest. The spell book is less of my concern, considering we haven't yet mastered what's going on here. That was my point. The question I've just asked you is their point. And I need a response so I can tell them that you would, be happy sharing it and that there's things in there, but at least to get a little bit of information so it looks like I've been relatively successful in talking to you.
Yes. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like we can meet a middle ground on this, as time is a sensitive matter to you as of this time. I would need, in exchange for parts of my discoveries, since coming into ownership of that particular spellbook, be willing to share. If I get 4 days to study your scarification, food will be provided. You will be allowed to remain here, you and your entire group of friends. But that is non-negotiable beyond that.
Interesting. Okay. I'll we could definitely have 4 days, but it's just convincing the rest of the group. Let's I think I'm done here. Let's is there anything you wish to ask of me while we casually walk back?
Did he also seal your blood?
Did he also what? Sorry?
Come on. Did he seal your blood?
Did he seal my blood?
Seal. Yes.
I don't know. From
Might have been something
There
that
are-
stumbled upon shortly after your connection to him. If that's not the case.
I mean, potentially, like I said, it was a long and grueling process, and unlike you, my scarification was almost done in a past life. I seem to be remembering bits and pieces. But it's fragmented, so perhaps if I can unfragment my mind, I may be of more use.
I see. Well,
And that's what I'm. If I can find Duke, then I'm hoping he can perhaps help me.
well, if it entices you even further, I will add in the Duke's creation himself in the pot, or the study of the blood sealing ritual, which, as you can see, and she motions towards the cauldrons in the center of all the rooms with the prisoners.
Mm.
They cannot leave. They leave. Actually, why don't you try and figure it out? Make an Arcana check.
Cool.
I believe
If you
in
will, if you want to try and figure it out.
Yeah. Balls. 10.
Oh, it should have been with advantage anyway, because it's related to things.
26. Thank you
Good
for that.
advantage.
Right. So, you instantly notice and make the link that from the cauldron in the center of each of the rooms, there are kind of tendrils of a sort of leash towards each recipient, giving you the impression that all of the blood gathered in these cauldrons are a mix of everyone present in the room. And from that natural 20, you also pretty much instantly notice that it is a Sharkian related ritual. It has been, it has that kind of foul taint to it. Well, not foul, crude.
Excuse me.
As magic would have been more, unexplored when the Sharkians were around.
Barbaric.
Yeah. It's barbaric, like it's unrefined, basically. However, with the Nat 20, you also realize that the blood sealing ritual makes it so that they cannot leave the place where they have the blood sealed. If they leave that place, they will immediately die. As in, leaving 50 yards of the 50 yards radius of the place their blood is sealed, they will drop dead, quite literally. And that is what she is offering to teach you, in addition to the spellbook, as well as the copy for the study of you, essentially. And that's it. Fucking God.
So, just slightly out of character. Am I right to assume that Sharkian would be almost my interpretation of, like, Aztec? You know, that sort of barbaric, you know, kind of crude. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Sharkian is like a long dead civilization. Nobody really knows much about it. And the few people that do hold that information very close to heart.
Yeah.
You know, it's like holding, you know, double aces in poker. You keep the hand close to your chest.
Yes, poker. Understand.
Interesting. And fucking awful. In equal measure. I mean, looking at its uses, then you carry the blood with you. You would have significant amount of bodyguards.
Yes.
An entire army, should you will.
Yes.
Is
breaking the bond prematurely as well causes the same effect.
How lovely.
Ensuring obedience. I'm sure you understand.
in that case, no, my blood is not bonded.
It might have.
Looks definitely something that one should add to all the latest models. As a sort of Okay. I think we
Are done here.
we have everything now.
And they've been
Now-
going for as long as this conversation has been going on.
I would let's not worry the rest of them about this. I'll approach this slightly more delicately.
Very well.
And she's got a
Well,
rice
that-
cooker. I can't believe
Yeah.
we need to get a rice cooker. Everybody needs a rice cooker.
And with that,
Yeah.
what a segue.
Literally meeting my parents every day. Guys, whilst this conversation is going on, I would like to pull everyone into a huddle and just like
a rugby scrub.
yeah, like a rugby scrub. And then I'm gonna like whisper with our backs to any prying eyes, and just be like, "She's cool and all. She's got a great kitchen, but isn't it a bit weird how she's keeping bodies? I don't know if that's like a good thing."
Kash is just looking at him like, are you for real right now? He's not saying anything, he's just has the look of disbelief.
Like, hear me out, right? In Leonin places, we didn't really do slaves. It wasn't really a thing. We sort of let people, live on and be nice to each other as much as they could be.
Define the word slave, please. I don't think I've heard that before.
A slave is someone who doesn't get the choice to do things that they want to do. Instead, they have to do what someone who would say they owned them told them to do.
You can't own people. It's ridiculous.
That's what a slave is.
You have a lot of power and they don't.
You
Make
just
them do
see
what they
like
want.
revulsion rolls over Finn's face.
Yeah, it's not a good time.
It's pretty sad, yeah.
Yeah. So, how do we feel? Whilst she's having these private conversations over there somewhere, how do we feel?
I'm assuming that Jago, or whatever, is also
I'm
huddled
not.
up, or
No, I'm
you're,
not involved.
you're still standing over there, so it's basically only me and Shia and Kashi, who apparently
Oh yeah, Chaya.
Yeah.
truly knows what's going on.
Shia would refuse to listen to me. It's fine.
Yeah.
She's like, no, I ain't gonna have a conversation with you if you've wanted to do it. Fuck you. I'm like, I am sad.
Just kick you in the balls on their way out.
Yeah, basically.
I don't remember how much Krath saw, but I'm assuming that he at least would know that we're trying to ruse her here. Like, it's quite obvious, right? But not.
I would say so, yeah.
Is it
but not to
obvious?
Finn
Oh,
and Anthus,
is
I guess.
that what you were doing? My bad.
Obviously being whispered here, but
Yeah.
that's I was
Oh!
wondering how to like explain it, but I don't know. Like,
No, it's cool. It's cool. Oh, well, that puts me at ease.
we're trying to get more information about the book and more progress.
So when are we going to save the slaves?
Whenever you're ready. I mean, they're in a bad state in there. We can't just leave them there. I mean, they
Okay, so
don't
just
have-
chimed in. We're not. Not right now.
Why not?
I don't know if we're strong enough with all these constructs.
What the good man Kraft is saying, this woman is way too powerful for us. If we leave, the slaves remain here. If we charge at her, she kills us, the slave still remains here.
What if she doesn't
We
kill
attacking
us?
them, she will.
What if we win?
We won't.
Mate,
How do you know?
mate, what would Kraft say, mate? Yeah, mate, I've had these powers for like, what is it, 2 weeks barely? Out of character?
No, out of character would be something about a month and a half.
Oh yeah, I've had
'cause
these
you-
powers
yeah.
for a month and a half. I barely know what I'm
See,
doing.
you've mastered them. Let's get them out of here.
Catcher just turns to Anthus. If you wanna do a suicide mission, go ahead, but I'm not joining.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time. All right then. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, and another thing. When they come back, I'm assuming we're gonna discuss further negotiations about getting more information. I did also remind Belle, I guess, that we have that talisman thing.
See, I'm a bit confused.
Oh, I can do that, and I cast message in the direction of where Belle is.
Stop.
Don't forget nothing. Don't forget nothing.
Oh god.
And,
That's a
and
spell
that's
slot,
why
that's a spell
Bell got a
slot.
little bit
What?
distracted on the first roll of Arcana check.
Hell yeah. Just randomly.
Okay, what does the portal do? Don't forget nothing.
I could have told him. It would have been helpful, surely, if she had
No,
this.
I already whispered to her when we were in the portal room.
While these guys are discussing shit, I'm
Okay.
just going to be humming to myself just to try and alleviate any noise that they might be giving off.
Yeah, so as you're doing that, the slight creaking of the construct starts moving a little bit. Seeing as you're humming, a little bit of a distraction happens, and by proxy, Agatha corrects one small error that you did through the constructs.
Okay.
Oh, she's.
So she's paying attention, just to throw that.
Oh wait, Vega is still doing the thing. Oh, I thought.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's why he's over there. He's
No,
carrying
that's
on.
why the construct's watching me, but he's also got an eye on you lot. So
Yeah, but we're
that's why
whistling.
I'm whistling in case he can
I will-
overhear you.
I will say incorrect. The construct, you would know, Vago. One eye is entirely focused on you and your movements. The other eye is entirely focused upon the original spellbook, the real one, the one that is Agatha's.
So
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, I'm whistling, trying to, in case they speak too loud and the Agatha hears through the
Yeah,
construct.
I might have probably done that before when he said mate, and you know.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Raised
and
voice.
then whilst this is going on, I'm gonna go. What do you mean I'm not allowed to take the rice cooker? Fine, I'll have to buy
Nobody
one
said you
inside.
couldn't take the
Okay.
rice cooker, but I suggest you probably ask Agatha.
All right, okay, I will.
Finn, answer. I think this is a moment, and don't take this personally, for you to maybe step back and be quiet for a little bit. We don't want to fuck up this situation. Because apparently it's working.
That makes sense. I barely understand what's going on as it is. I'm happy to do that.
When we get home, I would like an explanation as to why everyone is being lied to.
What do you mean?
Well, with my passive insight, everyone is lying. No, well, we're lying to her. We're lying to her. And we're lying to the woman back in town. And, you know, who else is lying? What if
What's wrong with
Vago
with
is lying? What if Vago is full of shit? What if Bayland's full of shit?
Okay, let me ask you a question, and do you trust me?
What if you're full of shit? See, I think that we've gone a bit over our heads here. And if we're to work together in the future, it might be worth us discussing things properly. And open. And I will happily sit back here so long as we promise to come back here when we're ready. Was
Anthus one of the ones that I spilled the beans with? He was listening, wasn't he? He was in the room.
Yes.
The kitchen,
Yeah.
like, way back.
Yeah.
Him, Shia, and Kashi, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Oh, and Bell.
Kashi was there.
No, you were
yeah,
eating. You were eating a sandwich quietly. I remember that specifically.
Not really paying attention, but
Yeah,
heard a bit of it. But
you were eating
Yeah,
a salami sandwich or some shit.
That sounds like something he would do. I was just going to say that with this, Kashi is just going to put one hand on Kref's shoulder, look him in the eye, and give him a look of, "You shut them up. Thank you so much." Like, we have a miracle worker present.
And then the thudding footfalls of Agatha as well as Bellers.
and as we hear them, we move back in precision to not look super. The
No,
construct.
I'm gonna.
he was-
As soon as she comes, I'm gonna go. Agatha, your rice cooker. Is it for sale?
Sure.
Oh shit! Does anyone have any money?
And yes, a rice cooker is canon in everyone.
You must have money. I've got fucking like
Nope.
way more than I ever
No, he
realized I
doesn't,
had.
because he helped pay for
bought
my
loads, yeah.
cursing.
Yeah, I helped.
Oh,
I
shit.
helped you, and I bought a platinum ring. I am scunt. I've got
Stuff
a
like me and
platinum coin.
Anthus yeah.
Yeah.
Kashi Hill too, but I don't know how much money is left.
I will give you one platinum
I got
piece for your rice cooker.
So,
Well, he doesn't have that much.
as this conversation is going on, I'm sort of going to look at the spellbook to see how it's been done, and I'm just going to sort of. Is there anywhere in this room that I could perhaps cast a spell without being seen?
Out of sight from Agatha if she's not paying attention to you, and out of sight from any construct, I would say you can cast a spell without being seen.
So, I don't know, like...
This would be
I had a thought.
line of sight.
Yeah, that's
That's
fine.
up to
I
you.
was... So, I have Unseen Servant, right?
Right?
Would the
What's the components
So-
for Unseen Servant?
string and wood. VSM.
Okay,
string and wood.
somatic and verbal then. So, yeah.
And material.
So I'm wondering if I think I'd probably know this already. I can't. It's invisible, but it's mindless. Would it be able to copy a spellbook, or be able to kind of be there over the shoulder of one
Memorize that shit.
person and be able to kind of write another
So,
spellbook,
it
kind
can-
of creating a second copy?
I don't think it doesn't act through you. Like you don't act through it. Rather, you
Yeah,
can't see,
but-
hear, or perceive through it, and
Yeah.
it follows your instructions. So if you say, "Copy this for me," then it can copy it. But you
Yeah.
know, I don't think it works the way you're fishing
No,
for?
that was kind of what I was wanting it to do, but
Yeah. But I'm unsure. It might.
yeah, that's
I'm
that's
sure
the thing.
Finn
I
is
don't,
looking it up right now, but
uh,
I think it's
not-
instruction sort of thing.
yeah,
And in that case, it would probably also be
and
a
it's
role
like
for the,
cleaning, mending, folding clothes, lighting fires. It doesn't say actually, like
Well, I
To be
mean,
fair.
those are taking actions,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
To be fair, once we survive getting out of here, we can sit and make another copy of the book.
Yeah, true. I just don't know how it works. I was looking at it and I'm like, I don't actually know how that works. And that would have been probably a more interesting use. Anyway, all right, anyway, so sorry. Thank you for
Be
clarifying.
really, yeah, it's fine. Would have been really useful to have Caleb's keen mind right here. Huh?
Yeah, a little bit. Potentially at some point. Okay. So I'm just gonna go over to Jago and ask how the not so much interrupt, but just look how it's going.
He's a decent way through. I would say about 15-20% of the original spellbook, the contents, as the construct would flip the pages as he finishes the one in his own, not allowing him to interact with it directly.
Cool.
Agatha,
Yes.
Agatha, I fear I'm going to need more
More what?
more of your book. I mean, even just a few pages, but my worry is that this is not going to be sufficient to carry out my mission. No one's going to believe that a witch such as yourself took a spellbook for their own and didn't adapt on it. And I'm going to try and play along that route.
That is correct.
I need it to be convincing. There's surely no one apart from you knows what's beyond the writings of your what's her name?
Beretta.
Beretta, that's the one. No one but yourself knows what's beyond the writings of Beretta. Surely there are things in here that are inconsequential in me having. I can copy them in any order you wish, but I need more.
My demands have been delivered to
Hmm.
your comrade for such a arrangement to be made possible.
And they are what exactly?
So the spells at the back of that book relate to or potentially have information that relates to the source of my power. So as you can imagine, I would like to understand that a little bit more. However, there is the devil is in the detail, should you say. Our gracious host would like to study my spellbook for 4 days in exchange for further information as to what's in the back of that book.
So Vago is going to continue the ruse of being instructed by a higher power and respond by saying 3 days and I want an entire copy of the book. We stay, and then she'll sort of, while she's writing, she'll nod towards the others and say they leave. Then we get a teleportation circle directly back to the Euron's End.
I will
acquiring,
think.
there is one there.
No, well, yeah, I imagine there will be one there.
I will think on it. However, I will inquire with my master as the first contact is about to be made. She looks over to Belle and kind of gives a little bit of a smirk beneath her hood. I will return. You are free to stay for as long as you wish. I will consult with my master if this is agreeable, if we find it so. You have a deal. Until then, The constructs will make sure that you do not copy more than you are permitted, and you are free to roam around, use the library, be my guests. I will return short. And she walks back towards the portal.
she walks out. I'm just gonna twat Jacob round the shoulder and sort of go, she's going to go and check.
Yeah, that's bad. We need.
That's bad.
Wait, why is that bad?
Wait, did we just yell that besides the fucking construct? Ashley!
Roll initiative, baby! We fucked it! We fucked it! We finally fucked it! Whee!
Let me have a quick look through.
I mean, I'm assuming that you wouldn't yell that though.
No, but
it's
I'm just looking at what spells I've got here. 2 seconds.
Oh god. We're almost there, guys.
So is
all of this?
Oh god.
Fuck!
So I'm just gonna head back over to these just ever so quickly and just say the prisoners, they're less prisoned than you would expect. They are cultists of the same god or the same patron that we are the experiments that are being done on them is by their own volition. However, should we try to rescue them from their misery, they will be killed within 50 feet of leaving those cells.
Well, that doesn't seem very
Insight
nice.
Yeah,
Or
sure.
is there not believable ground that she's lying? Or wouldn't she have to make a deception check? That's a lie, right?
In theory,
there is only one thing that I maybe find to be untruthful about what Bell said.
But they're
it's-
prisoners. They got brought here, and she just told us that they are here by their own volition.
Yeah, that's the
Which
part.
they're not. Yeah.
So yeah, inside.
did they get told that they were prisoners?
Can I just,
They are prisoners.
They look
but
like
their
prisoners.
blood is sealed, so they are there against their
No,
own
yeah,
will.
but who mentioned that they're prisoners?
Definitely
Oh.
look like prisoners
Yeah, but
behind cages, like 100.
100%. Like,
Yeah.
they are prisoners, but I'm not saying the source of theirs. Like, these particular ones are saying that they're, cultists of the same one. They are experimenting on them for their own gains. Like, I'll deception check it. I really, I'm happy to
No,
play
if,
it through.
if
I'm just
I
wondering
was
how
just
demons
trying to
work.
clarify what had been achieved so far. The last thing I want is to start playing against you lot.
yeah.
But
You're not.
that's
don't
not
worry.
what I want to achieve. I'm trying to
Well, if Bell
make it
believes
look
what
to
she said
stop.
to be true,
Yeah.
then there would be no deception check.
So you can still roll insight to interpret that Belle believes that she's saying the truth.
Yeah.
Like the insight always works because it just might be.
But does she believe it?
I don't know, roll.
You'll find out when you roll.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
that's okay.
Do the roll
I'm just
thing.
trying to
Do the
figure out how lying works and all that shit.
do the dice game thing.
And during this, the hall off in the distance that is the portal room kind of illuminates for a second as the portal hums in a very low, vibrant tone. Just
Can I just look at Kashi and just go, do you want to go and check?
can I just ask before I end up playing against the team?
Oh,
That's a good win.
No. So when Agatha was saying that she was going to speak to her master as he's about to make first contact, that's unrelated to what we're doing, right?
Yeah, but she's probably gonna ask that.
You
If you're
She doesn't know. all she knows is that we're working for the same cause. She doesn't know that we're working for the usurper. And also the fact of the matter is that she said, I need to consult with my master, not our master. She doesn't necessarily believe that we're working for the same person. Otherwise, she would have been told about us coming. She knows that we're working for the same cause.
You've
am I right?
heavily implied that we are working
for the same. Yeah.
That's a
We're working for
slip-a-tongue
the
on my
same
end.
cause.
That's a slip-a-tongue on my end. She would have said our master.
Okay, right. Then that's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, it's good you bring it up because that's the fallacy of mine. Like, I messed up.
It makes
And
no
so to
difference.
clarify, she does believe it.
It makes no difference.
So to clarify,
I'm definitely not working for the usurper.
yes, yeah. The point is, I
Finn's not sure.
in the statement that Nogo made, I didn't have any reason to think she was going to consult him about anything to do with us. But I'm not sure whether that was just the way it come across to me or the words that were used. I don't know if that's actually the case.
It was directly after Belle. You'd asked for 3 days.
Yeah, like
For
she
3
she
days.
said she
You'd
would.
made your demand, and then she said,
would have.
"Oh, I gotta go and check with the master on that."
But this is what I'm saying is
She might have done that anyways, to be fair. But
this is what I might have misunderstood because she was already making a deal with Belle anyway, because she said I've already made my demands, and all of this is nothing to do with the master. This is a whole separate thing. So this is what I'm trying to establish whether. Do you know what I mean? Because her studying Belle has nothing to do with the master. The master hasn't instructed her or instructed Belle.
No matter how high your passive insight would have been, or passive wisdom or whatever, like you would know that she is going, to the boss to check if the demands can be met because of the contents of the book. The contents of the book is paramount to these people. Yeah. That is the impression you're getting. So she is checking.
About the last stuff.
Yeah, so she is going to check with our master if these demands can be met to you guys based on what Belle has to offer in return, which is, also significant and paramount to them.
So the big thing here, guys, is
he also might tell her to keep Belle prisoner or something because she's really important now because she's a successful experiment.
So the big thing here is, are we about to die?
Yes.
Do we?
Yes.
Do we need to?
We should copy as much as we can and
should we just run with the book? Should we just leave?
I mean, if we're allowed to take 2 minutes to discuss this out of character,
sure.
Because it's a big decision.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So at the moment, we've got the light coming through from the portal doing whatever she's doing.
Yeah, are we totally fucked now?
Kashi to go and take a look to see what's going on.
So assuming...
And we have the construct there standing right next to you as we're having whatever discussion.
Right, so the construct in itself is a sentient being, right?
Kind of.
Well, yeah, semi-sentient.
Belle is the only one that would know this, but yes, it's semi-sentient, yes. It has a semblance of a soul.
Yeah, but what I mean, I didn't... sentient wasn't the word I meant humanoid. But, yeah. So, I could try and charm person it and we just book it with the book. Just run. Just take the actual book and the copy. Assuming that she's gone through that teleportation circle to somewhere else.
And assuming that she doesn't have traps she can activate or something, but maybe not between planes.
I mean,
assuming the usurper isn't on our plane.
I mean, we have to get out of here, but then we're going to have to fight that elemental, which is the big fucking kick in the bollocks. But I imagine that's probably preferable to fighting her.
Is it though?
So, well, I don't know.
Like, at this point, surely we want to just try and kill her, right?
Yes, but the point is, if she's going there,
says totally not in character.
Yeah, but out of character.
So from my perspective, she's the one connection to all of this. So that to me, she's important. Like, I don't think I know 4 days is a long time. and I think 3 days is probably still a long time, and I think that may have just put us in more trouble. I don't think that Belle would react negatively to you attacking her, but like we need to be very careful.
What I don't understand is how the 3 days made any difference, because she'd already made you a proposition. And
It wasn't the days, it was the amount of the book. The original day is 4 days, some of the book. You said 3 days, all of it. She's like, okay, all of it, I'm gonna have to check with Master Bullets.
See, that might be my misunderstanding. I thought you had said that she had said we could copy the rest of the book if she can study you for 4 days.
No.
But did I misunderstand that?
Yeah,
sorry?
parts of the book for 4 days, and you demanded 3 days for the full book.
Oh, see, I misunderstood, I think. Because I was under the impression that she was offering us the whole book for 4 days of study. My bargain was only to cut that time down by a day and to give us a quick exit out. I wasn't trying to get any more of the information.
You guys don't have any time-sensitive matters. As far as I remember, outside of this, you weren't given a deadline from Beretta to reclaim the spellbook. Outside of the Timbersows being at your home inspecting the house, there's nothing else really going on for you guys.
No, but this is why I prefaced it with
want to be poked and prodded for 4 days.
This is why I prefaced it with in the that's why I said at the beginning, in the nature of trying to appear that we've got stuff to do. Like that's why I said to appear like that, I would demand 3 days.
Okay.
So
what does
this is moot. She's gone to check. So all
should
of
we
that's
pop back
moot.
into character and actually play the game rather than just talking around it?
What's going on? I don't understand.
Sorry, I blacked out for a moment.
Are you okay? I did too. Everything went so slow for a second. Right. What do you need from us? What do you want us to do?
Kashi, go and check the portal. Find out what's going on.
Kashi would stealth over to the portals to check.
Okay, make a stealth check.
Shadow.
It is dim light down here. So actually, it's total darkness. So would have had advantage on it, I think, because of the black fur or something. I don't remember.
The black fur thing was an AC thing. It didn't mess with stealth.
Okay, yeah, gotcha.
So he just has a casual 22 AC right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And as he's sort of
okay, I clicked stealth, but it's not working, and I can't close my sheet, so I can't open it again.
Oh no, I had real trouble with Roll20 yesterday.
I'm gonna have to probably refresh, so prepare for me to enter
the Shadow Ace.
I'm
I'm
gonna be appropriate for the current mission, Ace.
Yeah.
So I think Gamer was saying something. What were you saying, Gamer?
All I was gonna say is I'm gonna go to Anthus and just say, I know Jago's gonna want to kind of fight these things. They are human. They are people. We can't. You know. I know your stance on doing damage to the living. They are living. They are magic, but they are bound. They have souls. They are people.
Are they here by their own choice?
In that state?
No.
Probably.
Then she is a problem.
She may be a problem, but she is far greater mage than I have ever seen.
What do you
and she has powerful backing.
What do you want us to do?
I feel that we're stuck. We either take the minimum that we're able to get, copy the book, and leave. The fact that she's letting us leave is, or work to Diego and his truth. Like I really want to know who did this to me, and I just continue to I roll up my sleeves and again show Anthus, for the first time in detail.
Are you okay? Do you need healing?
How long has she been gone?
Okay.
By now, I mean, she left like 15-20 seconds ago.
Right.
Oh, so she's not. So she's
I'm talking as quickly as I can.
Right. Are we? Oh, do you want us to leave now, or do you want us to wait for her to return? Because I haven't got her here to deal on the rice cooker yet. I put a coin on.
Just leave it on the table when we leave.
I'm the worst. I'm so sorry. I am the worst.
So Kashi, as you go through the corridor, both constructs that are able to see you does shift their eyes over to you instantly.
My pride is hurt.
Alright. As you enter the kind of portal room, you do see Agatha with one arm each out to the two side portals, and from her chest beams one final, a kind of combining beam, if you will, into the one at the far end, and that is where the kind of very low reverberating humming is coming from, and the entire room is just kind of flickering in shadow and purple and dark colors. Yeah, shadows. And the constructs are watching her, but she doesn't seem to mind your presence in that sense. She is she's deep in casting a spell or chanting.
True. So wait, maybe we have free reign to talk right now. Out of character, by the way.
We get attacks. We get advantage because she's incapacitated. Let's kill her. No, sorry.
Absolutely not.
Right. So what do you want us to do? Do you want us to go, or do you want us
Let's summon
to
her back.
wait?
Let's summon her back before she makes contact. Agatha! Oh wait, I'm supposed to be an Irish female.
Agatha.
Yeah, I got. Yeah.
What would make her stop besides taking down the deal?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. I'll make her stop. I'll go to turn the page of the book myself. That'll make her stop.
No,
what
are you doing?
Not in a hostile way. Like in a. I'm just ready to go to the next page. That'll
And
grab
the-
her attention.
They forbade you to do that.
The construct does reach out and prevent you from doing so.
Uh-huh.
Well, even if you basically reach for the page, you grab it, and as you're starting to turn it, the construct hand comes in and kind of grabs your wrist, and then
My apology. My apologies. Can Agatha? I need to speak with you urgently.
and the reverberating vibration continues as Kashi would see that she doesn't have any intent of returning, even on your behest.
I would go back and relay that she is not recipient. She doesn't take in. She is currently way too locked into this thing. She doesn't hear. She doesn't respond.
How far am I into the book at this point?
Still around 15-20% of the original size of Beretta's book, so
we're not
another
even nearly done with that. Oh fuck.
another few hours, and you would have the full copy.
So there's.
I mean, at this point, you've been going at this for about an hour, I would say. So another 4 or 5 hours, and you have the complete book.
Yeah. So there's.
Or well,
she's
of
not
the
listening.
original parts that Beretta had.
So she's not paying attention to. She's not got any intention of coming back.
No, but because the construct is still acting on her will, like you would know that she is awake and recipient and not deafened or blinded or anything like that. She's just determined on casting the spell.
Agatha, I have a new proposition.
Yeah, she's not coming back. That's what he just said.
Well, then we have to face the options that come to us when we make up.
What are the options?
He's drinking Jack Daniels, dude.
Yep.
Getting ready for this shit.
I fucking
And then
need it.
a loud kind of You know the kind of sinking feeling in your stomach you get when there is an explosion nearby? that
Not personally,
essentially
no.
No,
Well-
I haven't particularly felt that. But
Well,
I didn't think-
okay. A gunshot then. A gunshot?
Nope.
Anything like that?
Something loud enough to
Yeah.
shake the window. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I didn't-
I grew up on the countryside. There was like people were blowing up fucking rocks with dynamite to make way for roads and shit, and yeah, whatever. Either way,
Oh my goodness, like 1920s
Oh, yeah.
America.
what do you mean 1920s America? 2010 America?
yeah.
I didn't expect to be fighting the usurper at level 4. I'll be honest.
Well,
Really? With you on the team?
I thought I'd done pretty well this time.
Hey mate, I know you were going to take over my campaign, but I think you can probably take over No-Go's quicker.
Anyway, so some explosiony sounds.
Yes, and the kind of purplish, excrement, at a lack of a better word, of the portal kind of fills the entire surrounding area, and then nothing.
And I sort of look at Kashi and I'm like, what do your feline eyes see?
I would once again try to stealth over to have a look.
Yep. You can roll another stealth check if you want.
There you go.
23.
Alright. Yeah.
Where the fuck do you go?
Let's pray.
It's good enough to walk directly in front of someone.
Tell me,
Let's
where
pray
is
the
Jago? For I
usurper.
much desire to
Wait.
speak with them.
We
And
just need to
the
pray the usurper's phones died.
and
Or
the constructs are still following your.
Yeah. Shit.
But you reach the chamber. The portals to the sides, you can both see, are still flaring with this kind of magical thing that they've had the entire time, while the one in the far center seems to have shifted somewhat in its hue. Not being familiar with magic, you're not entirely sure what that means, but something seems to have changed. And Agatha is
Yeah, we're just-
found.
I would go back and relay to the casters what I saw. What my feline eyes saw.
What about your non-feline eye?
I don't have those.
Yeah.
I left them at home.
Would we know
Go
what
back
this
at the mansion.
signifies? Us magic-y folk?
Not me. I'm too busy talking. I'm too busy talking.
I'll see. 23? Would I know what that means?
The properties of the portal had been changed to be a, presumably a form of transportation rather than whatever the original intended purpose was.
So she probably
Seeing-
deactivated.
She stepped through the portal.
Yeah, she stepped
Yeah.
through the portal. That is
She's
the
thinking with
conclusion.
portals.
We have two options. We sit and wait for her to come back, and we give her what she wants in the hope that she is amenable to learning more about the magics available, or we close the portal forcibly from this side.
Assuming that it can't be
We
activated
take what
on the
we've
other.
done and go before she comes back.
She's shifted the portal. She shifted the portal. We'll end up in the same place she is. We need to destroy it.
That's not
Well-
the portal we came in by.
Oh, is it not?
No, we
oh,
came in through the circle at the top.
Oh,
And at
well
this
then,
point, the construct next to you, Vago, raises a hand and wiggles its finger.
It's a magic word.
See?
Oh my god.
I don't understand why all this stress. Why am I so stressed about this? We're fine.
I was
Because
like,
you
I
keep
need more.
ignoring the situation and talking about rice cookers.
I'm hungry!
Then
No matter
eat
what assets I
something.
might have used, there was apparently a rice cooker there that I was not aware of. But it's mostly as alchemical reagents and similar nearby.
No, there's a platinum there now. As I pocketed the rice cooker.
Okay.
Right,
Guys, we have to leave.
we have to do
Yeah.
She
something.
comes
We're gonna get
Can I-
ourselves
can I-
killed.
Can I cast Charm Person on this thing next to me, the construct?
You can try.
Okay, yeah, I'll try. Is it a second level? Do I have it at second level? What's the difference?
I think it's
Your mum.
first level. First round. Alright.
Oh, I'm not muted, so your mum.
So it's got to do a wisdom saving throw. If it has advantage if we're fighting it, but we're not. If it fails, it's charmed by you and treats me as friendly.
We might,
So
might be fighting it.
I'm hoping that it'll ignore. It will ignore us if I. Well, not ignore us, but we can grab the book and run.
Well, the required target is a humanoid, and for all intents and purposes, even though it might have a soul, it is still a construct. The spell has no effect.
So it would need to be like charm monster or some shit, which we don't have.
But
Charm
it
construct
takes a
for a
spell.
creature.
But it takes the spell slot. Whee! We did it, guys!
We need to get out.
So,
of
Bell,
here.
what are you doing,
We've
Bell?
opened Link's Hell Void here.
I'm waiting for her to get back.
No,
Like-
we've cast a spell. We've cast a spell now. We have to go.
No, I've got. Can I just clarify? I've got a subtle spell, so she won't have known I cast a spell, especially if it had no effect.
If you used it.
Yeah,
well,
Well,
it's-
he has done.
She didn't state.
It still has a verbal component, so she would have
No,
recognized
no.
the power word.
That's what I'm
Yes.
saying. If I use subtle spell, it has no verbal or somatic opponent.
Oh, I see. I thought it was only somatic removed. Well, yeah. Then yeah, definitely. I can agree to that retroactively.
Oh wait, so you literally can't see them cast a spell like at all? What?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Unless they bring out components like material.
Unless I run out of sorcerer points.
Are you happy that that's not that wasn't stated beforehand?
See, yeah, that is the case. In my defense, I thought it was automatic, and then I realised I have to use sorcery points.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's used retroactively. It's fine.
Look, I have something that she wants. She has something that we want.
Yes.
But she could
I
just
suggest
take it from
that
you.
I cannot be held accountable for your deaths. She only needs me. You take the book, I'll come back with the rest of it when she's finished.
The construct next to Vago shakes its head. It's hard to interpret what it means, but if you want to use an insight check, I mean, yes, in the context of what you just said.
I think just for clarity's sake, I think you might have misunderstood what Lee was saying. He's saying if we take what current copy we've already got, not the actual book,
Yes,
he'll
I
get
know.
the. Oh, okay. Just checking.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't saying steal the book and he'll come meet us.
Yeah.
Like.
So at this point, about 2.5 to 3 minutes have passed. She has not returned.
I still think we need to leave.
Very
Real
quickly.
bad.
Right.
I
Vote.
stand.
Oh,
Vote.
okay.
Vote.
Someone
Let's go.
roll me Anthus. Actually, roll me a insight check. Fuck it.
Okay. I'm gonna.
You're muted. But roll me an insight.
Sorry, I thought I wasn't muted. We should make a vote and see.
Okay.
And just fucking
So
run.
just the fact that despite your plotting, you're still not being assailed, and she has not immediately returned as a sign of your betrayal or the likes of. It looks like she understands the situation you guys are in and doesn't particularly have a hostile disposition towards you, despite what you have said, done, and well, she didn't see the spell retroactive, but she doesn't have a hostile disposition towards you at this present moment. Is the conclusion you draw. That's the insight you get.
Right. She's not aggressive yet. She's not pissed off at us yet. But let's just
She might not have talked to the usurper yet. Figure out that. I mean, yeah.
I stand.
Maybe what she just wants is Bell here.
I stand with Bell.
Do you really think that?
You guys You guys leave me. I'll stay with Belle.
The portal activates yet
now
again.
It's too late. Let's go, boys.
And the footfalls approaches as Agatha comes in.
And a big ass fucking demon behind her.
And at that point, we should go for a break, and go and get your shaver.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
That's handy because I was just about to piss myself.
No, great.
Alright.
Thanks for letting us know.
Yeah, Jesus.
No, not literally. Like because of the game, not like.
Alright.
No.
I thought it was because of all the Jack Daniels.
Obviously.
Dude, what the fuck? This is making me so fucking nervous. Fuck no.
I'm glad.
No, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine.
I don't want to die.
You ain't seen nothing yet. Dun dun, oh, baby. Dun, dun, dun.
I love this music, by the way.
Oh yes, this music that I can definitely hear.
Well, it's not copyrighted, so.
Oh, it probably is.
But it isn't. It's made by an original composer on YouTube that allows fair use. Actually, fair use might not be. Hold on.
Wasn't he the guy? Yeah.
No, this is a different guy. The song we're currently listening to is different from Adrian von Ziegler.
Well, fuck.
What?
That's all I have to say on that one.
Seems appropriate.
The oldest and strongest emotion of mankind is fear. And the oldest and strongest fear is fear of the unknown.
That's why I believe showing the monster in a horror movie super early is a big mistake.
That is very possible. I don't watch horror movies. I don't like
No,
them.
but like anything your imagination can come up as a billion times worse than whatever they actually put on screen. I mean, maybe.
Yeah,
not,
I
you
actually
might think of
That was why
worse
Jaws
things.
was such a success.
Yeah, I have actually an example of that in an anime I watched. Basically, a character was in an accident and it scarred their arm. And when they showed it, they just sort of rolled up their sleeve and the arm was only shown as silhouette. So you could like see like the jagged edges and stuff. And people were like, "Oh, we want to see." But I was like, "But it's more effective this way because the imagination can paint a better picture of what we consider to be horrible. If it was just drawn properly,
So
and it
was
probably."
Censoring of how horrible the arm looked.
No, it was the same in the original. It's the same like the whole don't show, let the imagination fill in the gaps. That was the thing.
And it saves on special effects.
Hello?
Yeah.
Not in anime, it's more painting.
Before we start
Next
again,
phase,
no, can I just say I'm really enjoying this campaign. Don't kill us yet, please.
Nah, kill us! I have like 4 different characters ready, so if you want to kill us, do it.
You can kill Anthus, it's fine, just keep
Yeah.
the rest of us alive.
Yeah, Anthos can go. He is on about the rice cooker.
Oh yeah, guys, we loved Anthus. Please don't kill him.
No, I don't mind him, it's just you clearly want to die, but I don't.
I don't want to die at all! I deliberately want us to get out of here before we die.
Well, you are not doing a good job at role-playing that. You're literally playing him suicidal.
No. Me as player thinks that this woman needs to die. Me as character says, what do you want us to do? And everyone goes, well, we could fight her, well, we could run away, but we could also just stay. And so Anders is going, what do you want to do?
Wow.
You were the one who was arguing. You said the first one who said we should fight her and free the slaves.
Yeah, I want to free the slaves! And everyone said, no, don't do that. And so I said, thumbs up, let's get out of here.
To be fair, you said that
That's
whispering.
why I said they weren't slaves, so you wouldn't care too much.
See, he knows.
But to be fair, all of these options we've weighed up, none of them we've acted upon.
No, because nobody's
but
coming to a vote.
because we don't have a leader.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have a leader of the group. We're a democracy, and it's not fucking working.
Yeah, this is why Dayrin. This is why Dayrin worked. Dayrin said, "Okay, you want this, you want this, you want this. Let's do that."
It's difficult to take that role with the character that I've got.
Same.
As like she. You know, they really want to get there, but they're not there yet. Like that's the point of character development. They need to be thrust into this situation so that they can develop. But like
that's the shitty thing because Crack wants to, but I'm too much of a pussy. It's stressful and takes up a lot of the spotlight, and I don't like it.
This is spooky. This is spooky.
See, Vago could easily feel.
Putting words together.
Vago could easily fill the role, but she's weird, and I'm sick of the sound of my own voice, so I'm not volunteering.
Like I'm literally playing like a goofy dad, and so like that's why I'm throwing jokes in, because like he's literally like that dad who would be like, "Ooh, look at this cool thing. Hey, look at this. Shut up, Dad. Just we focus on the real thing."
All right. Well, now that I know that, I'll step it up and I'll go for it because like I think we need it because nothing is getting done.
Yeah, that's
and
why.
Also, Krath wouldn't think that you would trust him to be a leader. So
yeah,
that's
so the issue with me is I have the duality of my backstory, and then not wanting to fuck you lot over, but also want to get what I want.
Yep.
So that's, you know, anything that I do, I'm doing. It's not going to be me against you.
No.
So, like, I'm trying to get what I want, but the person that's got what I want is evil. So I'm having to kind of play that fine line.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like the concept was. You know, generosity and greed, good and evil, and humanity is found in between.
Yep.
I'm hoping Vega can just bullshit her way out of this situation, so I guess
I find that highly unlikely.
Assuming she heard the entire discussion when we were free.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can say, this situation is basically, hey, I know your boss. Let me go call the boss. Hold on a second. Can I retract my previous statement?
Yeah.
But is it is it Sanj Sealforth whose manor I broke into?
Yes, Sanj for Seal.
Oh, Forth Seal, not Sealforth. I haven't busted that name out yet.
Nope.
And as far as I know, he's quite high up. So
I'm sure she'll believe you now.
I know, but I might have believed. Hey, all I said was I was working for someone higher than her. I didn't say it was the usurper. So we've got a potential get out clause. Otherwise, we'll just die like we're meant to.
That is on the side.
Believes that you, the usurper, considering she said our master. So
it also depends. Like maybe she is literally the number 2 after the usurper. So like you said, above her, there's only one above her.
Well, then it's time to throw Sanj Forth Seal under the bus and say that he made out he was a big shot.
Alright.
It'll be fine.
Are we ready to head back into the game?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're all gonna die.
Alright.
You got your battle music ready, Nogo?
Oh yeah, I got it ready.
He actually found the perfect video. It's exactly 31 seconds long. So we can loop. So I think we can get through like 10% of it.
Alright. So Agatha steps back into the room, looks at you, all of you, and then looks towards Vago. I gotta compliment you. Having the audacity to pretend to be someone you're not. But circumstances be damned. As you said, we have mutual ground to meet. Deal is acceptable.
less.
You're a dick. Can I just say, you're a fucking asshole. My,
I just sat here for like half an hour,
My-
being super freaked out.
my arsehole has been going 5p, 50p for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah,
This is
but
absolutely perfect. Don't change that no-go
Yeah.
at all. That was amazing.
what have they had to give up? Like, why is that so easy?
I just drank half a bottle of Jack Daniels through stress. And it wasn't necessary.
I take all of these as compliments. Thank you.
You should. They're very good.
Oh my god.
What's 5p 50p mean? Sorry. And,
So, like, a 5p is really small and a 50p is really big. So when your bumhole goes 5p,
Asshole.
yeah, when your bumhole goes 5p, 50p,
you're stressed. You're like quivering.
The
Very
The
nasty.
butt
I get it.
clencher, dude. The butt clencher.
Hey Alexa, how do I unhear something?
Can you
Shut up, Max.
forward that link to me? I need it though.
I'm sorry, Scott. I've been dying to say that all day.
Alexa, play.
Shut up, Meg.
Alexa, play Depressito. 'Cause
We
Okay, yes.
So yeah, they go. Sorry.
we have no idea how you got over that dagger, but you are free to keep it, as well as any of the books you have liberated yourself to. And the deal is acceptable. 3
Let's
days
just-
of study in exchange for the full book, and you are free to leave when I say so.
And
She's never gonna say it.
Lego's going to say, let's just say I may have been a bit frivolent with my description of who I am, but let's just say that maybe our destinies are not too far intertwined.
It would appear so.
And I'll just continue copying the book, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Under the supervision of the construct. So
I take it he's supervising to make sure I don't make a mistake, not to make sure I'm doing
Yes.
anything dodgy now.
well, both. It is still
make sure I don't
going to
take
be in
the
yeah, it has to be in chronological order, and it is at this point, primarily looking at the fact that you're not swapping places with a book.
Yeah. I'm not
shit
touching
like
the
that.
original.
Yeah, you're copying it page by page in chronological order, and it's correcting any mistakes you make.
Seeing as I'm so well acquainted with this book, is there anything in it that I could learn? While
No,
I'm
you're not a wizard.
I'm a sorcerer.
Yes,
skill is
your
magical.
your
I don't
magic
know- I
comes
don't-
from your
I don't know the
innate.
difference.
Well, the difference is
I've
that
never played a
the
sorcerer.
sorcerer is Harry Potter. The wizard is someone that has to learn the magic.
No, that's not that.
I've never played a sorcerer, to be honest. So I don't really.
Harry Potter very much is a wizard.
No, Harry Potter
he's
is
a sorcerer.
Hey,
His magic comes from innate.
He definitely multi-classed because you have to learn as a
Anyway,
wizard.
I mean, that's what being able to get higher level spells as a sorcerer
It's the
is.
same how Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme, is a wizard.
Yeah,
So-
because he
so-
learned everything by book.
So out of character, because I know nothing about. I don't know too much about the class. So I just learn spells. I don't.
You
learn
have
them,
magic.
but-
You basically have magic in you because of the bloodline that you've chosen.
You
Well,
get the
wizard-
magic in you.
Yeah,
Okay.
while wizards have to study, they go the hard way.
Okay.
That's the difference in D&D.
But they get
Yeah.
access to more choices because they can swap out what they prepare each day from their spellbook. And you have
Yeah,
just your list of spells.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you never study,
Yeah.
you just do.
So I'm ticking prepared spell. I don't need to prepare any spells then. I just get the 2 slots and that's it.
Yeah, like
Yeah, you're basically.
you have your slots, and you can cast whatever spell you have.
Okay.
Freely.
All right. Okay.
There are no prepared spells for sorcerers.
This is the
Yeah,
problem.
you
No,
have-
I've only ever really played
Yeah,
rogue.
you know 5 spells, and that's
Uh,
all the spells you know at that level.
I know.
Plus,
one,
yeah,
two-
plus whatever he gets as his subclass and cantrips.
Yeah. So I've got like I've got yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. I did not know that, so thank you.
Your deception has not gone unnoticed, but no ramifications will be met upon you. you're still free to stay. Any questions?
Out of character, would it be weird to ask if it's all right if one of us watch over what's happening, Bell?
Probably not. I think that is quite natural to want to have, security of your guy. I don't think that's unnatural or weird.
Okay. Yeah, it's fucking semi-autism with conversation and stuff.
It's alright. It's alright. I mean, it would be intrusive based on her demands, but asking it would still not be weird in my opinion. It's like, keep your friends safe. That's the primary reason you're asking it, and that's natural.
How am I gonna make it sound like I don't think that she's gonna kill her?
Do you wish? Well.
Oh wait, so you're worried that?
Wait, no, I wasn't in character there.
I know.
Wait, so you're saying you think she's gonna kill Belle? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, she might, or do something that hurts her or him in some way, or like anything. I just want to.
I think she wants to study the markings on him.
Yeah, but we don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Belle will know if she does more than study. If he gets anal probed, I think you'll know about it.
Okay. Make a collective insight check, please, guys. I'll roll for Shia.
Sorry.
I refuse.
Oh.
Okay.
Because Finn.
Yes.
Wouldn't.
I wish I had refused. Fucking hell.
You're distracted.
Oh, yeah, I'm busy. I'm writing book. Pretty good apart from me. Actually, Kashi rolling 2 as well.
Shire's got it. Shire and Anthus.
Yeah. Overall, I'm looking at it. There is 6 people that rolled because Finn decided not to roll. It comes out to roughly, like, it's a success. That's that much I can tell you. So, all of you, in one way, based on the conversations that you've had and the encounters with, Agatha and Finn, and the fact how your deception about being part of whatever she's part of, and even being on a higher ground than her, and that is going unpunished, and the deal is still on. Assuming that she is true to her word, it is more likely that you draw the conclusion that she has the Holy Grail in front of her than anything.
Yeah, that she's getting way more out of us than we are out of her anyway.
Yes.
Okay.
That is the impression you're getting.
So I take it we also get the impression she's got no reason to fuck us over, provided Belle doesn't disappear after 2 days.
Pretty much, yeah.
You put guys
Basically,
don't think she's going to kill the golden goose.
Yeah, basically.
Why would you? Why would you kill the golden goose?
Yeah.
Not that we know the
she's not-
significance of Belle's runes.
Yeah, she is not fucking us over because she believes she's already basically having a win-win situation. Like, she's just, this is too good to be true. But maybe not win-win.
I'm still just. I'm just gonna be scared for Belle anyways.
Can
I mean, if you in character want to still ask, I think that
go ahead.
That's something that you could do.
Agatha, do you mind if I kept watch over my friend while you examine her scars?
I would expect nothing less. You are comrades after all.
Alright then.
Can I ask? I can understand what I'm reading in this book, right?
No.
No. What language is it?
Well, it is runes and insignias made by Agatha, or sorry, other way around. Beretta, in a way that makes sense to her in her personal style in her spellbook.
Oh, so I can't understand anything that I'm copying. I'm just copying it.
Like you might make out bits and bobs about it, but you don't gather the overall.
Yeah, in order to be able to get the full extent of the picture, you'd have to study it, and that is something that you would not be able to do because of your class.
Okay. I'm just trying to see if I understand a bit more about what Agatha is trying to achieve from getting information from Belle. Because obviously Belle knows, but I don't.
Yeah.
So in character, I would have been like trying to see if I understood stuff in the book, but
Yeah,
try and get what the overall.
We can explore that once you get into the Agatha parts of the book. But before that, it's just Beretta. It's basic spells.
Yeah.
There's Fireball, there's Wall of Fire, there's there's stuff.
Okay.
There is the generic wizard spell stuff. But after that part, that's where the kind of intent of stuff would come into play.
Because essentially, why I'm asking is what I want to do is, once we're out of here, I plan on making another copy to give to Beretta, and I want to give this copy to Belle. But I want to know that I'm not giving anything of Agatha's to Beretta that's too dangerous for her to have. Does that make sense? I want to what I'm trying to see is if I understand rough things, I know what I can keep and what I can omit from her version.
I mean, we can have Belle. Wait, can Belle study it and figure out what the spells? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
That would take a hell of a long time, I assume.
Yeah,
but...
we'll worry about that when we get to it. As long as we need to get out of here first.
Yeah, true.
So the copying. Do you wish for food? Any preferences?
Anthus was talking about rice. Do you have any?
Right, about that. And she walks over. She goes over and pockets the platinum coin.
Thank you. I hope it's a fair trade. Are you okay with it? I didn't want to assume.
Yes.
Sweet.
It's agreeable.
Sweet. Yay. Yay.
So do we have to wait here for?
You're free to roam the premises.
4 days. Or...
I will have to warn you. You are free to roam the premises. However, if you use the teleportation circle, the elementals will attack on sight until I say to hold their aggression towards you. So please do not try and leave the premises, as I cannot be held accountable for your safety.
What about sleeping places? You have bedrooms?
I have lots of floor space. You have bedrolls.
Oh yeah, we do. Fuck.
They're soaking wet though. Have you got a place you'd rather us dry them?
There's a fireplace right next to you.
I just wanted to make sure that it was okay for us to do so. I'm just asking, politeness and permissions and shit. Cool.
You have my permission. Now, Belle?
Man of God, just swore.
No, that's a thumbs up.
Actually, we never introduced ourselves. So, looking at Belle, are you ready to leave, along with your half-orc friend?
Let's go.
Very well. And she leads the way over to the private study that she has in her bedroom. So if you just want to I'll just drag all of the tokens over there.
Yep.
So how I will handle this is we are going to do a time skip eventually. But assuming that there is roleplay to be had from the first initial study, because after that it kind of just becomes more of the same, we will handle that as we go. Alright?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Makes sense.
And, during this time, Vago will continue copying the book whenever he's working on it or deciding on it. And if there's anything you guys want to specifically do, try and be tricky about or look at things or whatever, we'll be doing that too. So just, don't be too afraid of speaking up if there's something you want to interact with. So you can move your tokens around, and if you find anything you want to, further investigate or look at, feel free.
I'm just going to roam the halls in the meantime.
So, we never quite properly introduced ourselves, did we? You know my name, I do not know yours. Looking at Belle.
Yeah, it's, I never did introduce myself, you are correct. I am Balern Finn. It's a pleasure to meet your acquaintance. And sort of do a, sort of faux curtsy.
Being...
So...
of Elven
Just,
defends herself. She nods briefly at you, something you'd recognized from the Drow Society.
Interesting.
Ooh.
And you?
Oh, that's why
Looking
she has
at you,
no light in
Krath?
here. Oh. Oh, fuck. What's Krath's last name? I haven't thought of that. He doesn't know. My name is Krath.
Krath.
Crathstone.
I don't have a family name. I don't know who they are.
Cheese.
Actually,
No.
Craft cheese.
However, there's something. It's hard to put the finger on, but there is something about you.
I was about to ask something out of character. I was about to ask something about before they started.
Yeah, go ahead. Like, this is a world that I've made up with a bunch of rules you're not aware of. So if you want to ask stuff, you gotta ask. Otherwise, I don't know what to answer.
Yeah, I know. Can I summon the sword in a really non-hostile way?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I mean, you can make it appear, and it depends on kind of how you handle it after it's summoned. That has to do with fucking poo-poo pee-pee. But
I pointed at her throat non-threateningly.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna...
Oh, I didn't realise you guys
okay.
were here. I'm sorry, I'm just wandering around. Excuse me. Goodbye. And I walk
that one?
away.
And that one? Who's he?
His name's Finn. He's a bit,
Slow.
slow.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like him. He is
You too.
authentic, at the very least.
So,
The others?
just sort of butting in as we're talking about Finn.
Mhm.
As another enlightened mind, have you ever heard of a red elf?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
The first person Finn didn't ask, and she actually knows something.
I have not. What do you know of red elves?
Well,
Perhaps this is something we can talk about as I begin to undress.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Just a bit of small talk before the sex.
Krath, you'd be seeing the scarifications. There are indentures in Belle's skin that forms these kind of sigils and, everything. It's very intricate. Well, as intricate as Charkin goes. Charkin runes and inscriptions. But
And I just
there
sort of
is
look at.
the jagged
As this is
edges of the
happening?
runes. Yeah.
I'm sort of looking dead straight at Krath, and I'm just like, you say nothing of what you see here. I appreciate you watching my back, but I'm not ready to share all of this with everybody.
It's alright. Just wanted to keep you safe.
Touching.
If I didn't believe you, that you wouldn't be here.
So, the thing about Marmaduke's methods is it's crude in its genius. He used maggots. And then she trails her fingers over the kind of insignias and the skin. Painful, I assume. Not that you would remember anymore. Perhaps.
I still get twinges and flashbacks.
I see.
Things crawling through my skin, under my hair, under my clothes. Not particularly pleasant. And when I cast, certain spells tend to affect certain areas, making me relive certain memories. Nothing more than an aftershock, if you like.
I feel like you've locked away most of your experiences with this Beaumont. in order to cope. Perhaps there is where your mind has sought refuge amongst the distorted fragments of what remains from before.
I mean, that's a fair assessment. I mean, we all cope with things in different ways. Some of us ask various random questions on behalf of our party members.
And others buy rice cookers.
And others buy rice cookers.
Yep.
Likes cooking
Yep, they do.
a lot.
I see. And she continues trailing, and then looking over at Krath. You summoned a sword, did you not?
Oh, no. I was kind of gonna
Okay.
wait for an opening, I guess. Like, intermission in the examination, I guess.
Yeah. So, said intermission happens after a certain amount of time, and this music is far too hectic for what is currently going on, so I'm gonna swap.
Can't hear the music.
Yeah, that's what the music would have sounded like if things went otherwise.
Half muted Groovy. Poor Groovy.
Might have muted it on another server or something.
Yeah.
It's the same person, after all, so...
Intermission reaches as she kind of stretches her back and goes over to kind of transcribe her notes into the actual research book that she has. And as she's doing that, that is, the kind of opportune moment that you've been waiting for.
The jig is up, right? Yeah, it is, indeed. She knows that we're lying and shit, but... nothing about the usurper. We know literally nothing. Fuck. Yes. Agatha.
Yes.
And fair warning, I'm gonna summon my sword, but I just want to show it to you.
Very well.
I have recently been came into acquisition of this, and I summon it. Just like,
Yeah.
Can I make it like levitate above my hand or some shit? Or is that not something
Sure.
I could do?
I mean,
whatever. Cool
You can do
tactic,
it
I
for
guess.
flavor, I guess, yeah.
I came across this, and I had a dream just after I grabbed the sword, after I fell asleep. Then I met someone or something, and gained magical powers. And the only thing I can tell you about it is that it has white, milky eyes and a canine mouth. And that's it. It's a silhouette of 2 eyes and canine mouth, right?
So it has human
Humanoid.
human teeth on the sides, and then canine teeth, like more animalistic teeth.
In the front. Okay, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Change that XD.
Yeah.
I wonder if you've heard of such a being, or whatever this is, considering you're obviously very powerful in the world of magic.
Thank you. And may I hold it?
Sure.
She strokes the sword gently. No. Alright. She reaches out her hand. That was for
You're
that was
doing
for
this
Finn.
on purpose now, surely, right?
That was
Yes.
that was towards Finn, yeah. That was on purpose. So as she reaches out to kind of grasp the sword, as she's about to, she pulls back, and then I see. No, I cannot help you with this.
Why not?
It is too big of a risk.
Could you at least tell me who he might be? Or who he is, or what I'm dealing with?
The only thing we know about him is his name being Warbringer.
Warbringer.
He feeds on the souls or rather the blood of those slain this blade, fueling
And
his power. Have you struck in a pact this being?
Yes.
I see.
I'm pretty sure he told me that I could get the power that I wanted, and I accepted.
Yeah.
I actually consented. But yeah, he told me that it would grant me powers to better my life. I've lived on the streets in Yuloran for my entire life.
Familiar with the streets of Yuloran?
Yes.
It's not pleasant.
Indeed.
I understand why you struck this pact, but I cannot help you further than that. All I know is that it is a being as ancient as the Chargan Empire itself.
Okay.
That is what we know of Warbringer.
He's told me to strike down people that I find unworthy.
Have you?
I never hit someone thinking they were unworthy, but I killed a bugbear, I believe. And
Several bugbears and goblins.
yeah,
Stuff, yeah. Before Anthus resurrected.
Wait, did I get the blood from Anthus when he? Wait, what? I'm confused. What?
No, you
my
killed
brain.
Ettins and then Anthus resurrected the Ettins.
Oh yeah, but the Ettins didn't work because they weren't humanoid.
Yeah.
Assuming.
The Stygian as well.
Stygian?
Yeah, the one in the
Oh yeah,
basement
that
of
guy,
the
true.
Dale Major.
It seems to only draw blood from humanoids, and I have killed quite a few since I got it, but never with the intent or thought that they were unworthy. It just sort of happened when I killed them.
Have you ever considered that to Warbringer, everyone is unworthy?
Yes, but he said whoever I find unworthy.
Are the two the same?
I mean, I'm not him.
Then there is still hope.
Would somebody
Lords.
kick the dog out, please?
Oh, it's my cat. It's in heat and it doesn't shut the fuck up.
Cats do
No,
that.
it's a wolf in the background.
It's the music.
Yeah.
I like the idea that fucking Skittles' cat sounds like a wolf, though.
Yeah.
In heat.
It's so bad.
That'd be brilliant. Well, I refuse to deal with this being. I cannot help you.
What did you say before we had the tangent? I forgot. That there's still hope for me?
Yes.
Because I'm not him.
Yes.
Or at least I'm still saying that I'm not him. Oh god.
Yeah.
Okay.
The influences of the Warbringer has been infectious, even to the most stoic of people. They are seduced by the powers offered to them and realign their goals to meet
This requirement.
become the same. His goals becomes their goals because of the power they gained from it. This has been lost for at least a couple of decades. How did you come across this again?
My best friend and mentor got murdered in the streets. And when I buried him in our hideout spot, the sword, the hilt, came out of his grave.
After you put the ring on?
Did I put the ring on?
Yeah. It's the signet ring you're wearing that is from
Yeah.
Smithy.
Yeah, this ring.
Well, I suppose that fills in the gap of where it's been.
Yeah, but he never he never summoned a sword and did what I did.
He probably refused to use it, is my guess.
But wait, hasn't the ring been like a family heirloom?
Family
Yeah, to him.
heirloom of him, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as much as whatever family he might have, which we haven't figured out yet. This is his family's heirloom. At least he said so.
It might have
Very
been that
special
he
to him.
was the... I suppose he is the gap. He is the one that broke the influence of the Warbringer over his family, if it is so, as you say, that it was a family heirloom.
Why wouldn't he
Might have
tell me
simply
after all this
refused.
time?
I'm not sure. No. Round 2 bell. And fade to black. Anything anyone else is up to? Otherwise, we will fast forward the days.
So,
Being Zimmer.
We were talking just about the red elf as well.
Oh,
So
right.
Feel
Yeah, I
free to
apologize.
if you want to message me anything you would like. If we talked about that during the fade to black, then that's
Yeah,
fine.
we would
But
have.
it's up to you.
so
we
Shia,
can we
Shia,
can
tell us all
roll
about
that
your
time.
backstory.
She's not even here. I'm not gonna do that.
Well, you see.
Where is she?
She
She's not
didn't feel like
feeling well.
playing
She's not
today.
feeling
Yeah.
well, no. Sorry. I'm just in a jokey mood. It's just on me being a child.
It's all good. Yeah. So about the red elf. Red skin, red hair.
Sounds familiar. Persistently asking for his teacher.
It might be... But him? A simpleton?
The chosen one. Ooh.
It's Neo. He was a bit simple.
What do... I can see that glint in your eyes. You know something.
He's somehow made contact with one of the Eladrin.
Aladrin.
By the sounds of it, a autumn Eladrin. To be more specific, their
Right thing.
moods and their disposition towards things change as the seasons do, and it characterizes upon them. Few stay in one season forever, but if that is how he knows her, that is probably one of the few true autumn Eladrins. Do you
Interesting.
know her name by any chance?
I don't believe I do. He just called her his teacher. It's someone he looks up to.
I see.
So, do tell me. And as you know, Krath, I'm just going to continue. Would you just mind just going onto the other side of the wall just for a moment? It's I don't know you too well, and I don't particularly want to.
That feels
You know.
bad, man. But yeah,
Just wait on the outside of the door.
there isn't a door, so I'm just gonna walk into the library
Yeah.
for like
Yeah.
5 minutes and come back, I guess.
Just have, yeah, just
Take a hike, basically. Yeah. Alright.
just temporarily. I want him to come back because I appreciate why he's there. So
Just while you get your kit off.
I want. Well, that's the excuse that I'm using.
That'd be great.
So clearly, we both have a lot to gain from this. But I
Yes.
don't understand why you have been so amenable to the rest of the group. The one that was initially making those demands. That being said, I appreciate. I'm sure you can appreciate that we can't. I don't want them to understand the magics on my body. I don't want them to have access to the end of that book. I think it would cast the nature would the nature of the spells in the back of that book would cast too many aspersions upon my character.
I see. So what is it you're
So I
asking?
have. Well, the deal can continue, but we exchange the type of information in the back of the book.
You seek to
I
falsify
mean,
it?
he doesn't necessarily understand the content, just that he's copying it down.
Yes. Sharkian runes and inscriptions are not simple to grasp. They would take him decades to decipher it properly.
So perhaps we do a mixture of both. I need to know more of these Sharkian spells, these runes, the true understanding of what's in the back of the book. They need to understand that they have extra spells in the back of the book.
Fucking cat. Wouldn't I have finished the book by now, just out of curiosity?
No, I don't. The time skip has been yet because he forgot about the conversation.
I don't necessarily want everything to come to light, especially as this is going to be passed back to another spellcaster who has already seen my scars.
Was she fascinated?
She was less helpful than you, and more perverted.
I see. Age has taken a toll on old Beretta then. Well, the alterations cannot be made. However, if you were to rip the pages out between here and Euleron's end, there's nothing I can do about that, is
Fine. I mean, if there is no other option, and ultimately fine. Let's see what comes of it, and I'll think of an alternative way of saving my saving face.
very well.
So should we get on with what we're doing?
Yeah, and she continues.
Crass.
Deciphering.
I'm sure I would have made the rounds by now. Like I was just gonna walk around.
Alright. And Vago, you had something?
No, I was just saying, like, would I have finished the book by now when he was already? But it's fine if.
You would have finished the book, somewhere in the second or third day, probably at the start of the third day. So you've been, given places to sleep wherever you wish in your bedrolls. Food are being given to you. It is high quality food, so
free from poisons, I assume.
Yeah, if you cast spells and everything to like learn of it, there's nothing in it. Nothing like that is going on. There doesn't seem to be any foul play. You're being brought luxuries that upon demand, such as mead or beer or whiskey, scotch, whatever it may be. and the 3 days pass. You've completed the book, unless there was something else someone wanted to do. Conversation to be had.
Hey, Kashi, what are you doing?
Sitting in a corner observing.
3 days.
Well, on the first day, I cooked some rice, and
Alright.
then on the second
On
day,
the second
I
day,
used that
Microwaved
rice.
it.
No, on the second day, I used that rice to make egg fried rice because you use second day rice to make egg fried rice, and then everyone has a brilliant meal. And then I'm going to ask Agatha if she has a second. You know, in Charcadia, like,
Yes.
did you ever see a giant lizard?
Yes. We're aware of the beast beneath the desert.
It's not beneath it anymore.
Is it not?
No, not since last I saw it. I wouldn't recommend having a dance there at the moment.
Well, Charcania is a wasteland, a result of divine retribution, you could say.
Or just the wrong divine has decided to make it its domain.
Possible.
Possibly. What is the thing in the sands? Is it do you know, or is it like a mystery, an enigma?
We have a pretty good guess. Is insatiable hunger for destruction.
Do you think we can save it from its hunger?
No. It was placed there by Mistra.
Was it? Ooh. Who's Mistra?
Oh God! What? I know who that is.
I know who that is. Anthus doesn't.
I
Anthus
thought it
does.
was you saying that.
No.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, how do you not know who that is? As a fucking professional DM.
No, I know who Mistra is, but I play Anthus is Anthus.
Mistra is the goddess of all magic, including the things we are doing here.
Do you think Mistra would be pleased with what is going on here?
Yes. Furthering magical research is sort of our thing.
I see. Well, that's very cool. Thumbs up emoji. Do you know anything about Eldath?
Elda. Outlawed in Yularan's end, as far as I'm aware. Are you a worshipper?
No, I am a scholar.
A scholar?
Yeah.
Insight check. She is not buying it.
Well.
I just gotta make sure.
Yes, I.
Well, to be fair, if she's friends with the usurper, they don't particularly care about the outlawing anyway, right? If she's friends with the usurper, yeah, well, yeah, we've got the same goal. If you've got usurper as your friend, you don't agree with the outlawing anyway. So yeah, sure, fuck it, don't kill me.
I'll say we get through this by the skin of our teeth, and you ask way too many questions.
Yeah.
Not just smile, thank her, and leave.
Nope, he's a dad.
Do you know what do you think about this?
Who else would fucking know about?
Yeah, she's a turbo nerd. I've got to like find out at some point, and that's my word for wizards. It's just nerd. So do you know anything about Eldath other than outlawed for being a nice person?
Beyond that, no. That is Wrath's kind of own little side project, I guess you could say.
Wait,
Wait, what?
that what do you? Wrath's side project. What do you mean by Eldath being Wrath's side project?
The outlawing of Eldath is Drubeg's doing.
And Drewbeck is Wrath. Yes. Okay.
Yes. I
Jesus
thought we
Christ.
had made that clear.
Yes. I was just reiterating from what feels like 2.5 weeks ago. Do you have any idea of ways we can dispose of Drewbag?
That would be like me telling you how to kill my older brother.
Well, are you fond of your older brother?
No. But because of it, I am unable to help you because of the bond.
But you wouldn't care either way.
No.
Well, fair.
Someone will take his place.
Okay.
Thank you for your hospitality, is what you're looking for.
Enjoy this. I've made you some rice. Enjoy.
Thank you. She sits down and eats the rice.
It's god awful. He is terrible at cooking.
And as she pulls back the hood, she has, like long white hair. I don't have a portrait for her. Long white hair. She is clearly a drow. Like very, silverish, whitish hair. Fine, what is it called? Fine facial contours and.
Yeah.
And she eats, enjoying the food.
You're prettier without the
Really young.
Without the cloak on. You should try that more often.
Honestly, I'm just surprised by the variety of colours that elves seem to come in. I thought they were all red. I've learned quickly that there's all manner of colours of them. It's quite interesting.
Do you know the name of your teacher, by any chance, Finn?
You have to understand, my people were not really big on names. We don't see the need for them. I'm sure she told me, but I just not important.
So you just regard her as your teacher?
That's title enough, isn't it? Don't need a name more than that.
That is fair.
Finn's culture is so cool, though.
I mean, even Finn isn't my name. It's just a word I was given for when I was coming out in the world.
Yeah. So, where do you hail from? You're not from Uleron. I've not heard of any Furbolg tribes being this far northwest.
No. I'm from the Earthworld.
Ah. Come a long way.
I have. I hadn't realised just how much of it there was out here.
And that is...
you grow up in a little village and that's all there is.
And you seek... what, exactly?
My teacher.
Huh. Is there anything... I've already assisted, two of your party members with finding a little bit of greater understanding from the lot they have been dealt in life. Is there anything I can do to help you? Free of charge, do not worry.
Like Finn was worried about money.
Or thought about it.
Or favors.
Honestly, I don't think so. I know where she is, and it's not here, so I don't think there's anything.
Okay. Very well. It's nice.
Thank you for asking. You're the first person, aside from these things, that's offered to help. So that's nice. It's nice to see that.
I
and he just sort of trials off.
I I take interest in the obscure, and whether by fate or coincidence, you have a lot of obscurities in your party. Well, nice meeting you. You're authentic. I like that.
Thank you. And I pull out my book of many shadows and start reading through it.
She does take note of that, though. As you are, for her, flipping through an empty book with no letters on the pages.
Can I request a final favor before we depart?
Oh, here we go. TPK time.
Very well. State your demand.
Could I acquire a empty book, please? Should there be anything in this that we need to omit from Beretta? Well, that's the word. Is that the word? Omit? Hide from? Is that the correct word? Am I?
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least
I mean,
you understand
I assume it's in Agatha's best interests, really, that Beretta doesn't get all of the knowledge from the book.
Yes, I don't see the harm in it. And
Thank you.
one of the constructs very shortly comes carrying the another spell book of the same cover, as well as the pages and the ink.
Cool.
So, into your party thing, because I assume this can go into the bag of holding, you can add...
Do we have a party thing?
No, I was going to say, I
Bag
think...
of holding. Yes.
I think because Vega obviously had planned on trying to decipher some of the stuff in it, so she would have kept hold of it, I'd imagine, and she's planning on making another copy anyway. So
yeah,
I imagine she'd keep hold of it. So identical spell book. I'm just adding stuff to my.
Yep. You can add into the bag of holding, because I assume this is where that would go. You can add 300 gold worth of high quality paper. Sorry. And 300 gold of high quality ink used for transcribing of spells.
Juicy.
No.
I can't spell the word transcribe.
Transkribe.
So she'll be
At any
leading.
point, Belle, did you want me to put the scrolls that you'd taken into the bag, or do you want to keep those with you? Just
Okay, I can keep them for now.
You keep everything? Alright. That's fine. So she leads you to the portal room and starts speaking into one of the portals.
Wait, we're not going out through the water again, are we? I didn't much like that. I almost drowned.
No, you're in the big portal room. But to answer your
That's
question, Finn,
not
you are turning the way from. I am simply instructing the elementals to leave you be this time. Are you to return? I will assume you do so on non-friendly terms.
Is there a way we can knock should we need to see you again?
Are you familiar with any form of sending messages over long distances?
Post?
I have message.
What's the range of that spell? I don't actually know.
It's like
I think it's only like 100
feet.
feet. Yeah.
It's a cantrip, so
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
But it's an answer that Finn would give. To
I
that
will
question.
have that ability soon.
Can you allow a raven safe passage should we need to contact you?
Through the water.
Yeah.
That wouldn't work.
What water
I will-
animals could I summon?
I will provide you with one scroll of message. With that spell scroll, you will be able to send me or anyone else, should you wish to use it, a message over, well, the world. That is how you will make your request. So you can add one scroll of message.
Has she finished examining me? Is that where we are now?
Wait, just to clarify, it's sending, not message.
Oh,
Message
sending.
is
Yeah,
the
yeah,
short
thank
one.
you.
Sending
Thank
is the...
Yeah, sending.
Yeah, we're about to leave, Lee.
Okay.
Yes.
We're getting the fuck out of here.
So, can we kind of just take it one step back? Just to kind of the last examination?
Yeah.
And, you know, we're kind of talking about, well, it's coming to an end. What did you learn? You've spent 3 days poking, prodding, examining.
Yes, that was part of the deal, wasn't it? The DM will provide you with the spells that you have added in addition under my guidance.
Okay.
As well as that, I have not came to any conclusion that you are set apart than anyone else of our subjects. Your fate remains a mystery.
So, I guess the next one would be to find Duke.
You think he will be happy to see you?
To see one of his experiments return and ask for questions? No. But inquisitive minds such as ours, I mean, you can understand the power that this brings. Surely he's going to want to understand it himself.
I can. I've only ever known of one other drow within Marmaduke's direct vicinity. I do not know his name, but he came to him with his family, seeking apprenticeship. Does that ring any bells?
Isn't that me?
Yes, it's you.
Yeah.
It's up to you how you want to play it, she's asking.
Yeah, I guess I could do some research into that, I guess. It's odd. Can I tell if she's a she?
Yeah, she's a she. Despite what my voice is.
That's fine. It's odd to see a drow, a female drow above the surface. Did you not make well with the matriarchy?
I'm not sure.
Were you born on the surface?
Uncertain. My earliest memories are at Marmaduke's side, handling his research.
So your backstory is just as hidden as mine. Do you not wish to know more of yours? We are an adventuring party going... No, sorry.
Yeah.
Joy, come with us.
First Soblob and now Agatha. Alright.
We have a house we'd like you to look after.
No, I think...
it's,
I think I'm alright living in uncertainty.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay, on the question of gender, did Kraft notice if bells have tits or not?
Not that you saw.
If bells have tits.
But there were, like, under... So, obviously I was stripped off as much as I felt comfortable, kind of lifting bits up, dropping bits over. But I'm still covered in a lot of bandages. Like, you saw, like, fresh markings across my shoulders. I did it, like, across the front of my shoulder. But if they were perhaps bound down, or you know, I guess make an insight check for me.
All right.
Oh, is it no perception check, isn't it? No insight.
Yeah. Investigate for tits.
Investigate for bodily form.
So wait,
Roll for tits.
Perception or insight?
Perception.
Perception.
I
Roll for
misspoke.
tits.
Ah.
So between kind of the poking and the prodding and the various different layers and the hair and you know, I think it was difficult to tell.
So
Potentially.
at the very least, she doesn't have the badonkadonks.
Or very small.
Well, she's an elf.
Or bound.
Yeah.
DM, can I just ask a really quick question?
Yeah.
Beretta,
Yes.
did she appear drow?
No.
I don't remember you giving a description of her being
So
anything more than like a surface-looking elf.
no, she is most definitely a surface-looking elf. I
Okay.
have it here. I will look it up for you because
No, it's
you know-
fine. I mean, Finn wouldn't know the difference. It was just for my own edification.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's not a drow.
Okay. Cool. That was my quick question.
Silverly hair, wrinkles in the skin, you know, crow's nests at the eyes and whatnot. Elderly even for an elf. That is Beretta. All right. Balonkadonks, drawn by me. Yeah. All right.
When
I
we're getting
never
ready
looked that
to
up.
go, Finn is going to take in a deep breath.
So
hold his
we would have
nose.
all, as we took a step back to the last examination. Don't hold your breath, Finn. As we went into the portal room, and she spoke into one of the portals in a language none of you can understand.
What language is she speaking?
Do you have any research or anything like that done with elementals?
Oh no, I don't speak elemental. Whatever language they
Bell?
speak.
Nope. Alright. She speaks in 2 languages you do not understand. And then she gives you the go. You're free to leave. Use the scroll of sending should you need the contact to be re-established in one way or another. However, I do warn you one last time. You're free to leave this time. If you return without letting me know, you will be regarded as hostile. It's been a pleasure.
Farewell.
Be seeing you again soon.
Yeah. As you all step into the magical circle yet again, one by one, finding yourself in the crashed down temple at the bottom of the lake and swimming past the swirling whirlpool of one of the elementals guarding the lake, the others not paying attention to you, and you reach the side of the lake heading where? You're all back on the surface, guys. Congratulations.
We
Hooray.
didn't TPK.
Yet.
Mm.
And I'm yeah,
Heading
as the
home.
water sort of as we reach the surface, I just continue to levitate just slightly above it, and then
Alright.
I'm just gonna make my way over to the side on like this cloud of mist as I just walk across the water.
Yeah.
Angry
Very
wet
cheat.
cats. Angry wet cats return.
Yeah.
Meow. Don't talk
I
about
need
cats.
to-
My cat will get excited.
Stephen mentioning it.
Meow.
Oh man.
Ah man.
Cats can get really
That was
noisy
fun.
when they're in heat.
Right, so very carefully, without alerting any rocks nearby, we leave and go home.
Okay. So
Yes.
you know from this, it would be about a day and a half's travel. you're at the end of the third day, so you know you are at sunset.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
We just get killed by Ettins.
We'll set a watch then, I guess.
Okay. So
It's
you're
the end of
making
the
camp
night.
by the next to the lake.
Guess.
Looks like
I
it.
don't see why not.
Probably in the trees. Would we not?
Would we?
Hidden away from any giant rocks nearby.
Make a perception check.
Sit.
Watch out.
Okay.
Nope. No rocks.
Seems pretty safe.
Yeah, these are all trees. No rock here. All trees.
Great. We're going to die.
Well, how shall we do with watches?
I can take first watch.
I knew I should have made a night version of this map.
It's fine, just turn on the what's it? Dynamic lighting.
Yeah, true.
I'm so confused here. I'm
Alright.
just looking up my spell slots as a sorcerer. It says here I should know 5 cantrips, 5 spells, 4 at first level, and 3 at second level. What?
Fuck.
The-
Oh yeah,
the-
perfect.
Those are the
Makes
spell
sense.
slots. Those are the spell slots, not the spell spells you know.
Nighttime, daytime.
Alright, so I have 4 first level spell slots and 3
Yeah.
second level spell slots.
Yes.
So you can
Oh.
cast a first level spell 4 times.
Technically 7. Oh wait, yeah, you can use a first level spell.
Yeah.
And second.
So as we are settling down for the night, I move over to Finn and I begin to fill him in on everything that I've learned about his red teacher.
Yep.
Assuming I hadn't done
He's
that
no elf.
already.
Hang on, let me get my.
And as you're making
Alright.
camp, are you setting up a fireplace or anything like that?
I
Yes,
think we made that mistake last time, didn't we?
yes, you did.
Yeah.
I'm just asking.
No.
So assumedly we are not.
Okay.
Maybe. Maybe we could make a little fire pit, and it's a thing that we used to do in the village. Just make a little fire pit and we cover it over so we get the heat and dry off a little bit because I'm all soaking wet again.
If only I knew
Yes,
prestidigitation.
I do.
Oh,
There you go.
Actually, do I?
Prestidigitate everything, everyone's clothes.
No.
Oh, so
Yeah, I do.
Oh, can I do all?
Yeah.
Prestidigitation does a lot.
Basically,
Yeah,
whatever
so
your
essentially
mind
that.
can think of.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
It's
That
like,
did sound cool, but I didn't realize I could fucking dry people's clothes.
yeah, it's the ultimate.
Yeah, let's just say that. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do the thing and do it for all of you. Dry you off.
All right.
Thank you.
So Finn, make me a survival check for preparing the fire pit, just to
He's
see
gonna
how well
fall
you
in it. He's gonna
Come
fall
on,
in it.
fail it so that we can fight a rock, because we haven't rolled enough dice.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. It is pre-shabbily made.
The whole thing sets on fire.
Yeah, basically.
Prestidigitation can snuff it out.
Hey, another win.
Right, I guess.
Burning
I'm gonna
hands!
bed
Alright.
down.
Oh, so
Alright.
because it's been 3 days, we would have long rested, right? So I can class
Yes,
myself
yeah.
as long rested.
Would we notice that Finn's fire isn't really up to par? And is the smoke going up in the air like it normally
Yes.
would? Or
Yes, it definitely is. It is not working as intended.
Can some of us help?
If you wish.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make you guys roll for it, but you know, it'll delay your sleep by that much more, meaning you'll sleep further into the next day. You do.
Whoever's on with Finn could help. Can he roll again, like for advantage?
Sure. I'm not gonna have you guys fight anything, but sure, go ahead.
Sad.
We
You
want a
say that
nice
now.
fire pit.
Spoilers.
What's happening?
You're
It's
trying
fine. We're
to
not...
fix the fire pit.
Yeah, you need to roll a second survival check.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Much better.
Now it's a work of
You-
art. It's gone from a piece of shit to a work of art.
Okay. So who is taking first watch?
I will.
I think Krath said he
Oh,
was.
Krathwis. Okay.
Krath and Anthus.
There we go. Krampus.
Rathanas?
Krampus.
Ah, you beat me to it, you bastard.
Make me 2 perception checks, please.
That's fine, because it makes sense, because I was actually going to do something during this sleep as well. During this rest as well.
And you're also looking at the sunset.
No, I did that, obviously. Oh, shit, we should have roleplayed that. Anthus would have gone fucking nuts underground. Oh, that's such a missed opportunity, because in character he would have fucking lost his shit.
Well, at least you got some nice rice out of it.
No, man.
Yeah, he
The
was
rice
excited about
cooker.
the rice cooker. There you go.
Yeah,
Lost track of the time.
yeah.
That's it, like, legit. Oh, that's a missed opportunity. Whoops.
Alright.
Just note, for the last few days he's been really restless underground. That'll do. So I'm gonna ritual cast augury.
Alright.
Um,
What does that spell do? Thank you.
So I'm going to sit by the water, dipping my toes in, but not by the lake sit, by the sort of riverside, so I'm not as to be in the zone of water elementals. And as I do, I'm going to take some branches and leaves and twist them around and start making into just into nothingness. But to him, it's like trying to make art. And as he does, he's going to. Basically, I'm asking. I think this is the one that Caduceus does to be like, is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing?
Commune.
Is that not it? What does this one do?
There's commune and commune with
an
nature.
omen.
Yeah, this is for good, bad,
Yeah,
result.
this is very similar to commune, isn't it? You receive an omen from your otherworldly entity about the result of a specific course of action you plan to take within the next 30 minutes. 30 minutes? Oh!
Yes.
Yes.
So it's better in the daytime when you're about to do something stupid like barter with a witch.
Right, alright, okay. So I should have done that. Okay, so I'm gonna go. If I push Krath in the water, will it be a good idea, or will he find it funny?
So it's a bad idea if he finds it funny.
Would it be a bad idea, or will he find it funny? Is what I would say.
Is it a good idea or will he enjoy it? Jesus, why you hate crap so much.
And DM, you need to roll a D100 and decide whether or not above 75 or below 25 is for random result.
But that's only
That's
if
a
you.
spell 2 or more times.
2 or more times.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine then.
So the first one is accurate.
So
You get the answer. Whoa.
whoa! Oh, what?
Yeah, it's like, wouldn't I be the one to pick whatever it is? Like, if Krath would find it funny, and yeah, he wouldn't.
No, you'd be pushed into the lake.
Yeah, but
And I'll say,
but he
alright.
said, but he asked if it was a good idea.
Fine, be boring then. Anthus says 2 crown.
Not taking into account the guardians of the lake. Yes.
Oh yeah.
And your 20. that spell cost you 25 gold pieces to ask that question.
Yep.
Specially marked sticks or bones or tokens worth at least 25 gold. So I used leaves and rocks because I don't have many. I'm a poor man.
Yep.
That was why I
Used
said
a lot of sticks and rocks.
Yeah, that's why I was
Alright.
like, I'm just loads of sticks and stuff.
Okay.
Right, Krath.
Come stand by the water's edge.
Come stand by the water's edge. Well, how are you feeling about this? Because this is certainly a conundrum.
Very surprised that we got out of it alive.
Yes, I would agree. Do you think we made the right decision?
We hear about the prisoners, out of character, obviously. Did we hear about the prisoners like dying if they left? Did we hear about that? Or
Yeah, Bell told you.
Yeah, Bell.
okay,
Bell.
I figured. I don't feel too good about leaving the prisoners there, but till we learn how to free them, we'd just be killing them or trying to take them away, so we can do nothing for them.
I agree. Do you wish to go and try and save them at a later date?
Perhaps if we're stronger, or figure out what this whole usurper deal is. I'm sure we'd piss him off though if we did it. And I don't know if we want whatever he is on our bad side, but I don't know.
Everyone has to be somebody's bad guy in their story. Why?
He could be a god.
No, I don't think so. He's too stupid to be a god. Turns out to be a god. So, what do you know of children?
What do you mean?
Well, do you have family? Do you have people that you care for? Do you have...
Anthus would, you know, I told you.
I know, but
that
you were picked up like when you were young, but do you not want a family?
I want a better life. That's what I'm searching for. If that involves family, I haven't really thought about it. I just want out of my situation and find something better.
Sometimes it's good to sit and realize that the thing you have is good before it's too late.
Yeah, I have some regrets.
You're a big boy, Krath. You can do it. Taps him on the head like a shit person.
Guidance.
Yes.
We've not done guidance on any rolls this session.
I don't need to, because I'm a beast. What should we do next? Do you think we should try and help Shire's endeavor?
I don't know what is next. All I know is that, God damn it, these fucking names. What was the name of the guy who's blackmailing me? Wartorn something?
Wartorn, yeah. Tom Wartorn.
Yeah. As long as it doesn't involve leaving the city, I think I'm fine with whatever until Wartorn calls upon me again, or do we fix that ordeal? 'Cause I don't feel like having his family with a bullseye on my back for the rest of my life if I leave the city.
Okay. Good night, Krath. Who's next?
Okay, that's straightforward.
Anthus has thoughts, but he's not going
Alright.
to do much.
Krath is gonna think to himself if he actually wants a family or not, because he hasn't thought about that before.
Yay.
Is anyone taking second watch?
No, we're all sleeping now.
Finn will
I
take
will,
second.
and I'll do it with Finn. Maybe that's the point where we have that conversation.
Okay.
And I don't need to sleep quite so much.
Yeah.
As most.
Oh, guidance.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to guide
Oh.
Balin
Nice.
just as I'm going to sleep. So Balin gets
Alright.
a d4. So good luck watching.
Thanks. Catch out.
Oh,
Alright.
get
I
them.
mean,
Get
not to be the
Dirty
party pooper,
country.
but would guidance even work considering
No.
it's a perception check?
Not
Perception
really.
check spread over an
No.
hour.
Not really.
Okay. I thought so.
17.
Well, Finns would, since he is the one casting guidance on himself.
Oh yeah,
Just
guys.
Through the piercing blackness surrounding you, the wildlife moving about, the
I'm sorry. I have that vision. Sorry, had to say it.
What's that? It's a rock coming towards us. Oh no!
Yeah, but
You
it's
do
not the
see-
bird kind.
But just a fucking boulder.
Gosh.
Attracted by the phrase, I have dark vision.
through the piercing
So I-
darkness and the nature sounds going on around you. You do hear the massive flapping of wings
Yay.
in the distance. You are safe as you have hidden your cover well enough. There's some howling, there's some foxes barking, owls chirping. It is not quite the Eurothweld, but you feel quite at home out in nature. And that is it. Your watch passes without further incident.
I'm still not entirely certain what happened in there. Well,
Which part?
oh, honestly, I mean, most of it.
Sometimes the. Sorry, Karen.
No, you. I'll let you.
I was gonna say sometimes the enemy of my enemy is a friend, but sometimes the friend of my enemy can have useful information. I needed to find answers, and this is the first time I have ever encountered anyone that knows anything more than your common magic user. Believe me, I've looked.
I mean, if you're looking for someone to answer questions of a magical nature, I mean, if we find my teacher, I'm sure she'll be able to help you. She knows all sorts of magic. She managed to teach me some.
Yeah, I heard. You're the Eladrin. What's your experience of the Eladrin, other than just that they exist?
Eladrin, I don't know that word.
Oh, sorry, this is us having that conversation. Okay, sorry. So, I had, when I was being poked and prodded and examined, I happened to bring up your red elf.
Oh.
And, she said that less an elf, more something called an Eladrin. An autumn Eladrin, as more accurately put. And if you knew their name, it might have been more helpful, but that conversation, you don't know the name, so... But it points us in the right direction. I said I was gonna help you find her. So... we pull the thread and see where it leads.
I mean, that's helpful. Thank you. I mean...
I mean, it's not much.
I dreamt about her.
I don't
Only
know.
a few days ago.
Really?
Yes. The first night in the mansion. I was in a forest that I'd never seen before. I didn't recognize it. It wasn't the Earthworld. I mean, it might have been somewhere around here, but I don't think so.
Describe the forest to me.
I mean, it was a forest. But
yes, but what made you know that it wasn't of this plane, or this? Yeah, plane would be a good word for it.
It was just a sense, a feeling. It wasn't anything specific about it. It was just. I grew up in a forest. I've spent every day of my life before I left, before I met Kashi and I met Anthus, in a forest, and I understand what a forest feels like. And it's hard to put into words, but there was an otherness about it.
Have you looked more? What else happened in that dream other than being in the forest?
I saw my teacher, and she was in a mirror, not the mirror that she was in when I first saw her, not the mirror I helped free her from. The mirror when It was a different mirror. And she spoke to me. And she gave me my book. He pulls out his Book of Shadows. And obviously when I woke up, there it was, But she told me that she wasn't free yet. I still had to help her get fully free. And she told me to look for her where the first emperor lay. Which is why, I don't know if you noticed, but I've been asking some people about that, what that might mean.
I did wonder. Well, Aladrin being elves, I mean, would I know anything about Aladrin? Like,
sure, you've done a lot of research.
With the sort of Fey ancestry traits and the research, they are Fey. It suggests to me that you were seeing her perhaps in the Feywild. Something that now we know the name of these things, we can perhaps start researching it in a bit more detail.
That's what Lulu said when I asked her. She was talking about seeing elves like that in the Feywild.
There you go.
I assumed it was. I don't really know what I thought it was.
Well, it's kind of a parallel plane to this one. It's similar, like you saw, but not entirely identical. So the red elf being a sort of autumn Meladrin, I think if you need to find her to learn more, you could probably find someone that knows where that particular First Emperor lays?
I asked
Take it.
around, and they say that he was buried somewhere under the city. They reckon probably under the citadel. So I think I'm going to try and get it. See if I can speak to someone at the citadel to see if I can have a look underneath it.
If only things were that easy.
I don't see why they'd have a problem.
I think you know who is in the Citadel. I'm assuming that's where, what's his face sits.
Drubeg.
Drubeg.
Yes, that is where he sits.
Yeah.
Mr. Person.
I mean, there might be a crypt, but no. Of sorts. Not actually underneath.
I mean, we would need someone that could perhaps answer these questions without being Drubeg himself. I mean, what of the do we know that they're resistance? Yeah, we do, don't we? What of the resistance members? I mean, they may likely be able to get us access, maybe? They can get you under there.
Sleep.
Let's ask around anyway. I think we've made good progress, but I don't think we can go directly to Drubeg and say, "Excuse me, Mr. Drubeg, sir, can we please look under your keep?"
Honestly,
Especially
that had
the
been
one
my
that put it
plan,
there.
but if you think it's a bad idea, Belle, I'll trust your judgment on these things. You know a little bit more about the outside world than I do.
I like the fact that you trust my judgment. Anyway,
So what's the next step for you
for me,
in finding
well,
what you're after?
I have to read these scrolls to work out just quite what I learnt. I haven't had time to look through them yet. But we'll perhaps let somebody else have a go for a couple of sessions, and then we'll see where we go from there. I mean, ultimately, we've a couple of, I need to decide how I want to approach this, and I really need to change the name of my familiar.
What?
Oh well, my brain had associated the name Marmaduke with the ferret that and sort of with that, he sort of almost realizes what it was, and he's like, that my daughter used to play with. And I think it's clear from that string that he hasn't thought about that. He just kind of linked the two together, but didn't kind of process what it was. And hasn't thought about that in a sort of while. It's one of those memories that sort of slotted itself back into place with the name, and he's seeing images of his daughter playing with a ferret or a weasel, and I called the thing Marmaduke. Turns out Marmaduke wasn't his name. I have to try and remember what his name actually was. Turns out that I've named him after the person that hurt me. Solid irony there.
Oh. I mean, honestly, that's why names are kind of confusing. Too many strange associations with them.
Yeah, and and I think sort of with that he'll just not be actively engaging in conversation, even if Finn's continues talking at him.
Let me tell you about the one time my teacher taught me a spell.
The Book of
I got to make. Oh, he's turned into
Turned into shame.
fire. Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
So as you all
Let me-
lay down to sleep, Anthus.
No!
Yes.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, I love this music.
Yeah.
Return to Xanakin.
As you drift off into sleep, outside, under the bright stars and the moon above, you're filled with a sense of reassurance and a warm, caring, almost peaceful, tranquil aura spreads from the depths of your stomach,
This song.
following your blood streams into your limbs, and you're succumbed to this feeling, being granted a vision of watching what had transpired in your past. Sorry, I need to wet my throat.
Go ahead.
You can visit my place anytime.
Ooh.
Spicy.
Excuse me.
The failure at the moot, the discovery of bodies you were tasked to keep safe during the procedure of the Pride's Council, the haunting discovery at your home, the punishment dealt onto you by each of the elite of the tribes as the pilgrimage of shame and punishment began. You see yourself set off by sails to Musia and lead your steps east into the sandy, desolate, dead and hostile landscape of Charcania. Having not said a word since your departure, you see yourself walk for days and nights without rest from a third-person perspective as someone is watching you, watching yourself. Eventually, seeing before you how you collapse into the sands of the desert. Through movement not your own, you approach yourself, place a gentle female hand over the collapsed Leonan's head, your own head, turning it, and with your other hand pouring glistening water into your own maw. Then, using both your hands to turn yourself onto your back, moving your hands over with a gentle green and blue energy, nurse yourself back to life. You feel your lips move and a familiar voice, although not your own, speaks. You're not yet finished here, Anthus. We are still in need of you in the West. Seek out your home. And so, you again, disembodied and unable to act of your own free will, you witness yourself wander and wander. Doing some work here and there, every night watching the sun set in the east before laying to rest. You see yourself seek shelter in the Urathweld forest where you meet Finn. Later down the road of your travel you encounter Kashi. You see yourself visit villages, make camps and travel under silence with your newfound companions. You witness your entrance to the Still Pond Temple of Eldath in Farville. You see your frustrated tantrum over silence and lack of guidance, and a feeling in your disembodied gut turns in sympathy. A wish to help, but being unable. You watch the rest of your journey to Yulron's end. You see yourself sleeping under the stars, behind the mountainside manor. The same voice speaks again. Have faith, Broken One. You're on the right path, and you too shall know peace. I am here. And the same feminine hand is placed over your tangled mane as you sleep, stroking it gently before the dream fades. You sleep for the rest of the night peaceful.
Aw.
Fucking Marmaduke, shut up! Cool.
You thought I was done.
Wait.
You must have forgot.
Incoming rock.
Bell.
Oh.
And now he shrinks down.
Oh, shit.
The
You didn't
same
think that one was for
blissful.
you.
Yeah. The same
Can I not have the Return
blissful,
with Anakin music?
unconscious darkness of rest falls all around. Feel consciousness slip away from you and into a pleasant state of oblivion, in contrast to the dark and miserable halls that you had spent the past few days in. From the darkness emerges the familiar sight of your father, Samson Frith. Through his aged eyes and bushy beard, you can see the warm smile towards you. His human frame, fragile of age and disease, open up his arms towards you. You think the bar is still open, Bell? Could use something strong. His frame shifts, and it is instead your brother standing in front of you. A scowl on his face as he lowers his arms. The eyes are no longer friendly, and from his lips comes the words. So, you're finally leaving, eh? Rid of you at last. His frame too shifts, contorting, slumping down onto its knees. The frame takes shape. An elven woman, beautiful and looking at you with loving eyes, before a shadow emerges from your left peripheral view. The shadow raises his hand towards the woman, and a sickly green and dark energies manifest out of her orifices as an eardrum shattering scream emerges from her lips, followed by blood breaking out from around her eyes, staining her clothes. Her nose starts running red with crimson. Her ears falter. Bloodshot eyes are wide in fear and pleading you for help. The image of the woman fades, but the echo of her scream remains, bouncing around you as the shadow lowers his hand, taking yours, leading you through this dark abyss around. You feel the crevices of cobblestone beneath. Strange, familiar is in front of you. You begin to make out a cage covered with a black rug. The shadow orders you, a distorted sound of a dozen voices from one man. Pull it off, pull it off, pull it off. Cloth slowly veils a small elven child as you pull the cloth away from her, holding a small red weasel in her arms. A mix of white and black hair. Cloth, mostly black with small... What? Is it? The cloth, mostly black with small strands of whitish grey, apart from a length of her hair covering her face being white as snow. Her clothes are intact and no signs of violence or abuse. Her eyes, wide in terror, bright, looks up to you. Her lips moving, and like a ghostly whisper you hear the words, Daddy? She starts shivering. Weasel nudging her face, trying to comfort her as she starts crying quietly. Fight with all of your mental and bodily strength in this place to reach out, break the lock and let her out. But you cannot. Body doesn't obey you. Unable to stop it, you watch as you reach your hand through the gaps of the cage and take the weasel from the girl, ignoring her crying and pleading as you turn to face the shadow, and your vision shatters as he pulls his hood back. Unable to make anything out beyond the words, "Good job, Belle," echo through your mind as you wake up. frantic state of disorientation. Your sheets are wet, well, your bedroll in this case. From the end of the bed, the small weasel, Marmaduke, skitters over the covers and up to your arms, cuddles itself into the nook of your neck, and nudging you with its nose, trying to comfort you. And that's it.
I hate you.